Every day like a treasure, and then again I would spend them with you. But there never seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do once you find them. I looked around enough to know that you're the one I want to go through time with. If I had a box just for wishes and dreams that had never come true, the box would be empty except for the memory of how they were answered by you. But there never seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do once you find them. Looked around enough to know you're the one I want to go through time
I've known you since Brad and Angelina. We go back like Pontiac seats. If I got an eye with a mess, I gotta clean up. I know you'll be showing up with bleach. All those names that we don't ever speak of. Got a couple nights that have slipped my mind. Proof and photographs have been deleted. If you ever needed an alibi, 'cause dirt on you is dirt on me. And we both know our hands ain't clean. If it all blows up and we end up on the news, if you go down, I'm going down too. It's a good thing we're each other's kind of crazy. Ain't no judgment or keeping score. If you rob a bank, I'm your getaway Mercedes. God knows that's what friends are for. 'Cause dirt on you is dirt on me. And we both know our hands ain't clean. If it all blows up and we end up on the news, if you go down, I'm going down too. If you go down, I'm going down too, yeah. I keep all your secrets by the dozen. You know where my skeletons sleep. Hypothetically, if you ever kill your husband, hand on the Bible, I'd be lying through my teeth. 'Cause dirt on you is dirt on me. And we both know our hands ain't clean. If it all blows up and we end up on the news, if you go down, I'm going down too. Our bodies are buried and they're in the same ditch. So even if I wanted to, I can't snitch. 30 to life would go quicker with you, yeah. So if you go down, I'm going down too. If you go down, I'm going down too. If you go down, I'm going down too.
It's time now for a special sports presentation on KVSV. It's the 40th annual Kansas 8-Man All-Star Football Games on KVSV AM 1190, Stereo 102.9 The Mix, and the gold standard in music, KVSV FM 105.5. Now streaming live 24/7 at KVSVradio.com. Today's broadcast can also be heard on Cunningham Cable TV, channels 171 and 173. The Kansas 8-Man All-Star Football broadcast is brought to you by Cunningham Fiber, Thompson OK Tire, Roberts Family Funeral Service, Doctors Cooper, Banniger, Ebert, and Bruns, Optometrists, Western Ag Crop Insurance, Lindy Lindblad Agent, by Salina Ortho, Mankato Livestock, the State Exchange Bank, Al's Video, a Little Hometown T-shirt by C&W Farm Supply, Cortland Commodities, Carico Implement, First Bank of Beloit, the Beloit Medical Center, Fort Hays Tech North Central, Solomon Valley Vision, and by the Wakanda Plains and Hayes Trader. Now let's go live to Trojan Stadium in Beloit with KVSV's John Swanson and Don Melby.
All right, good morning, and thank you very much. John Swanson, Don Melby, Troy Isaacson, and David Elliott, the KVSV crew this year. Appreciate those guys an awful lot, and it is hard to believe, but this is the 40th year of the Kansas 8-Man All-Star Football Games, and KVSV has had play-by-play coverage of every single one, and I've had the good fortune to be involved in about 37 of them, and I think 29 of play-by-play, and this is the 40th anniversary, the 40th game, and it is very fitting that the guy to my right doing color today, we haven't done play-by-play in color for a long time. Don Melby is my color guy today, and Don was one of the original, how many were there? About 6 coaches in north central Kansas that said, hey, we need a vehicle that demonstrates how good 8-man football is because lack of getting picked in the Shrine Bowl, and that's where it all came about.
Yeah, they had to take 2 8-man players, was all they had to take for the Shrine Bowl. And, it was frustrating for us to see the quality of players we had. And so we got together and talked about it, and we had some meetings across the state to try and talk about the possibility of putting together an 8-man all-star game and bring the best players here. And we'd met a few times, and it kind of started rolling a little bit, and then we were fortunate enough to meet with Beloit. We were really thinking, it'd be a year or 2 before we could get anything going, and we met with Beloit, and man, they were excited. They wanted to get into it, and they said, well, we're thinking, a year or 2 down the road, and they said, no, we want to do it this year. And they really helped us, and we've had our hiccups along the way, but I shout out to Dave Dubert. He's the one doing the camp coordinator now, and he said it last night. He said, we want to make this game better every year, and we try to do something to make it better, and they really have. It's amazing what it's grown into.
It really has. We've seen a lot of, you and I have been, well, you've been at every one. I've been in almost every one, and we've seen a lot of changes throughout the years. We were talking about this last night. In 2001, first year, we went to 2 games. We thought, well, how's that going to go? Well, it's 2025, and we're still doing 2 games. It brings a lot of business to the city of Beloit. It allows more kids to participate in the game. It allows more coaches, brings more people into the city. It's a win-win.
It is, and it reduced the roster size by 4. We used to pick 24 kids on 2 teams, and now we pick 20 on 4 teams. So we got more kids, but hopefully it gives them a little more time, or a little more playing time, and easier to play 20 kids. 24, it could get done, but some of the coaches struggled with trying to get everybody in the game, and that was not a good thing for us. So this was a real good thing, and being able to bring 12 coaches, and it's a great week.
All right, I tell you what, we had a chance to sit down and visit with the 2 coaches involved with today's contest. For the Green Squad, the West 2, Trevor Powell of Buckland, and for the East 2, Max McCunis of Marmonton Valley. We'll hear that interview with Coach Trevor Powell of Buckland after this 3-minute timeout on KVSV.
Now, even faster internet connection for your home or business, Cunningham Fiber. Congratulating all 8-man All-Stars, Cunningham Fiber, Beloit, Belleville, Concordia, and Glen Elder. Connect with us. Thompson's OK Tire, your certified Firestone farm tire dealer. We're specially trained and equipped to handle all your on-farm, in-field tire repair and replacement needs. Thompson's OK Tire in Beloit.
Family is at the heart of home-owned and operated Roberts Family Funeral Service in Beloit and Cawker City, meeting the unique needs of you and your family, and proud member of our North Central Kansas community and sponsor of our youth.
Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns provide comprehensive family vision for all ages, fashion designer eyewear, and contact lens fitting. Call Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns to schedule your appointment today. In Salina, 823-6391. In Concordia, 243-4370. In Beloit, 738-4200.
The one crop insurance company you need to know, Western Ag Crop Insurance. Lindy Lindblad, your Western Ag Crop Insurance agent serving North Central Kansas. With offices in Beloit, invites your call to discuss crop insurance. Western Ag Crop Insurance, the one to know, the one to call. Dr. Todd Herrenbrook and Dr. Jeff Horenick of Salina Ortho, serving North Central Kansas with orthopedic sports health services. Proud of all 8-man All-Star players, past and present, from Dr. Todd Herrenbrook and Dr. Jeff Horenick of Salina Ortho, 523 South Santa Fe, Salina, Kansas.
35 years in making memories of that special game or wedding. Al's Video of Belleville is your one-stop shop for all your video needs. From videoing that special event to converting VHS tapes to DVDs for a lifetime of memories, Al's Video of Belleville. Call him at 785-527-0003. A Little Hometown Shirt is the source of all your t-shirt printing and apparel needs. With free delivery in Mitchell County and surrounding areas and personalized online school shops, A Little Hometown Shirt is here to serve you. Check out their website at alittlehomeshirt.com or find them at 301 Main Street in Cortland, or call them at 785-412-7020.
Here we go there, and what you going to give for them? See Mankato Livestock Incorporated for all your livestock auction needs. Their state-of-the-art sales ring keeps sales moving quickly and safely from start to finish. With a sale every Friday, Mankato Livestock Incorporated has everything you want in a modern sale barn, but with old-fashioned service. Located at 810 North Commercial in Mankato, that's Mankato Livestock Incorporated. Call them today at 785-378-3283. A full-service, true community bank, that State Exchange Bank of Mankato, Kansas. Phil and his crew wish Rock Hills Grizzly Cooper McDill success in the 8-man All-Star game. The State Exchange Bank, located at 107 South Commercial in Mankato, open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. till 3 p.m., and Fridays, 8 to 4. C&W Farm Supply, your New Holland, Great Plains, and Gravely dealer. If you're looking for a piece of new or used farm equipment, then you've come to the right place in C&W Farm Supply in Cortland. The professionals at C&W Farm Supply can not only sell you that piece of equipment, they can provide parts and service on it too, with a service department that's second to none. Located at 518 Main Street in Cortland, call them today at 785-374-4521. Troy, Jay, and Cody at Cortland Commodities would like to wish good luck to Andy Cooper and Miles Rickard in the 8-man All-Star game. Cortland Commodities is a licensed brokerage service that assists farmers and ranchers with marketing strategies for their grain and livestock. Give Troy, Jay, or Cody a call at 785-374-4340. John Swanson back at 8-man All-Star Camp on the pregame show, and we're visiting with the head coach of the West Squad, the Green 2, if you will, and that is Trevor Powell of Buckland. And Coach, what a week it has been, and I hope you've gotten enough to eat all week.
Oh yeah, if you come to this All-Star week and you leave hungry, you're doing something wrong. They always feed us really well, breakfast, lunch, dinner. All the guys, go through, and, all the staff's very, very helpful, very nice, and, they do a great job of taking care of us.
Well, we've been doing it for 40 years, and we want to do it another 40. And let's talk a little bit about football, about your squad. And we were just talking about not only your squad, but, boy, everybody here seems to have plenty of speed.
Yeah, it seems like I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the new trend, and it's going to stick around for a while. But there is a lot of guys here that have a lot of speed, a lot of athleticism. Very, very talented kids across the board on all 4 teams, and you can see it out here. When we're at practice running around, other teams are warming up, they're running routes. I mean, there's always talented guys here at the All-Star Week, but it just seems like the speed factor is amped up a little bit.
And the other thing too, I've noticed this the last several years, it just seems like a pretty good balance. Not to give any secrets away, but it looked to me just from watching you guys like you're going to be able to throw or run. It just kind of depends what the game dictates to you.
Exactly. Yeah, I wanted to make sure that I gave my team options. With me calling the offense and it being an all-star game, I want to be able to showcase the players' different skill sets in the run game and the pass game, and then just be able to adapt to whatever we see on defense. And being able to do that, you have to be able to put in certain things in practice. And our team has done a very good job of picking up on all the concepts that we've put in, and they've done a really good job of adapting. And I want to be able to be creative but not complicated, so that these guys can have fun running my offense.
And how cool is it to have two of your guys from Buckland here, and your quarterback's probably going to be your quarterback, Lucas Kirk, so he can pretty much run your offense.
Yeah, it's helpful for me to have these guys come up here. Lucas and Colson are great leaders. I've coached them since they were in 7th grade because I coach junior high football as well. So I've had these guys for a long time, and they truly deserve to be here. They've done a great job. They led their team, Buckland High School, to a 9-1 season and district champion. They've earned their right to be all-stars, but yeah, it helps tremendously having me running the offense, having my quarterback up here running my offense, because he knows what to expect. I know that he knows everything that I'm already going to do, and so he can help guys out in the huddle and in the dorms and stuff. They can ask him questions, and he knows just as much as I do about the offense.
Just like, of course, this is amped up because everybody is so good here. But just like in the regular season, the bottom line is going to come down to, who wins the line of scrimmage and who executes.
Yep, that's right. It's always you can have as much speed as you want, but if you lose the battle up front, you're gonna have a rough time. No matter what you try to do, run, pass, or otherwise. I mean, you're gonna have a hard time. So I think we've got a very good group. Going through practice this week, they seem to be physical and able to adapt to changes. They're communicating very well up front, and that's something that you love to see, is especially your offensive linemen kind of taking charge of that on their own without having to be told every time, like, hey, they adjusted this, you need to do this. They're starting to do that on their own, communicating up front, which, these guys are here for a reason. They're on the all-star team for a reason. And they're all smart and talented players, and so I had no doubt that they'd be able to pick that up, but they're doing a really good job.
All right. Well, Coach Trevor Powell of Buckland, hey, thanks again, and appreciate your time on the pregame show, and best of luck to you in the game.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Carico Implement, your John Deere dealer in Beloit, Ellsworth, and Hayes, is proud to support our area 8-man All-Star athletes in this year's 8-man All-Star Games. Rely on Carico Implement to provide the quality and service you've come to know and expect from your local John Deere dealer. Carico Implement. First Bank of Beloit, your locally owned bank for over 135 years, is committed to building strong relationships within our communities and proudly support our 8-man All-Star players, coaches, and staff. Their best perk is their customers. First Bank of Beloit, member FDIC.
When it comes to the health of your family, trust the medical team committed to providing the best of care to North Central Kansas families. Beloit Medical Center, now offering BMC Today Walk-In Clinic. Beloit Medical Center, Beloit, Kansas. Grow your grit at Fort Hays Tech North Central. They offer on-campus programs that prepare you for everyday life. Fort Hays Tech North Central is a fully accredited college, and they take pride in their nationally ranked job placement and graduation rates. Come see what Fort Hays Tech North Central has to offer you. Located in Beloit and Hays, Kansas.
Professional service, follow-up care and support, plus an all-star selection of eyewear and sunglasses to protect your eyes. Solomon Valley Vision loves serving our local communities and is proud to recognize all 8-man all-stars. Solomon Valley Vision, Osborne and Stockton.
The Wakanda Trader in Beloit, the Plains Trader in Hayes, and the Hayes Trader have a combined circulation of 31,000, covering northwestern and north central Kansas, plus parts of south central Nebraska. The Wakanda Trader in Beloit, the Hayes Trader, and Plains Trader in Hayes.
Now, even faster internet connection for your home or business, Cunningham Fiber. Congratulating all 8-man all-stars, Cunningham Fiber, Beloit, Belleville, Concordia, and Glen Elder. Connect with us. Thompson's OK Tire, your certified Firestone farm tire dealer. We're specially trained and equipped to handle all your on-farm, in-field tire repair and replacement needs. Thompson's OK Tire in Beloit.
Family is at the heart of home-owned and operated Roberts Family Funeral Service in Beloit and Cocker City, meeting the unique needs of you and your family, and proud member of our North Central Kansas community and sponsor of our youth.
Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns provide comprehensive family vision for all ages, fashion designer eyewear, and contact lens fitting. Call Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns to schedule your appointment today. In Salina, 823-6391. In Concordia, 243-4370. In Beloit, 738-4200.
The one crop insurance company you need to know, Western Ag Crop Insurance. Lindy Lindblad, your Western Ag Crop Insurance agent serving north central Kansas, with offices in Beloit, invites your call to discuss crop insurance. Western Ag Crop Insurance, the one to know, the one to call. Dr. Todd Herrenbrook and Dr. Jeff Horenick of Salina Ortho, serving north central Kansas with orthopedic sports health services. Proud of all 8-man all-star players, past and present, from Dr. Todd Herrenbrook and Dr. Jeff Horenick of Salina Ortho, 523 South Santa Fe, Salina, Kansas. Back on the pregame show on KVSV, it's the morning game. It's the East 2 versus the West 2, and we're talking to the head coach of the East 2, and that is Max McCunis of Marmonton Valley. And Coach, what a week for the players and the coaches too.
Yeah, it's been great. This all-star game, I got to come up here last year, and getting to come back this year as the head coach, we've had a lot of fun. We've got a great team, and the boys have been fun to work with. So they've gotten to know each other, and they've had fun as the week's gone on, and so have the coaches.
I always like asking this, on a short week like this, how much time can you spend on special teams?
I think that you got to be efficient with your practices, because special teams is an important phase of the game. So finding the right time and the balance between offense, defense, and special teams can be tricky. But I think if the guys really get down to business and you can get offense and defense taken care of, then that leaves some time towards the end of the week to get special teams ironed out.
A lot of speed here, some beef too, pretty good balance. I think all four of these teams can run or pass the ball. It's just a matter of what the game dictates to them.
Absolutely. There was a lot of good teams throughout the state. We know there's some really good teams over on the D2 West. But we're pretty confident with the guys that we've got coming from winning programs, 4-time in a row state champion Axtell. Frankfort's got some really special players here, Burlingame, Osborne, Marmonton Valley, etc. So you got teams and schools with winning cultures, and that's kind of what our team consists of. We're happy with where we're at.
Of course, you've had a lot of success where you're at, but when you come to the All-Star game and you have these 20 kids and they're all studs, they're the best of the best, they pick up things so fast.
Yeah, they do, and I think these guys have picked up things really fast. I feel like we're playing at a high level. We've practiced at a high level, and kudos to them for that, being coachable and taking whatever role we give them. These guys have been selfless and are ready to work together, so we're ready to put it out on the field.
And I got to tell the story that was told at Odyssey and Rotary Club the other day, that your wife is more than just a fan, man. She breaks down film with you and rates your linemen.
Yeah, she does. She charts their good blocks and their bad blocks. So sometimes when I see the film and I see that somebody had a bad block, she'll tell me that was a bad block. I say, that wasn't a bad block. We get in arguments about it sometimes, but she's pretty good at her job. She's a great coach's wife, and she's great at breaking down the lineman grades.
Well, you know what, Coach? If you're arguing about that instead of like putting up wallpaper or something, you're doing pretty good.
That's exactly right. I'll take arguments over film any day.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, it's been a heck of a week. Beloit's been doing this thing for 40 years, and we want to do it 40 more. We appreciate all you guys coming in, and hope you've had a really good week, and best of luck to you against the West.
Thank you. We've had a great week. We appreciate it. Thank you.
35 years in making memories of that special game or wedding. Al's Video of Belleville is your one-stop shop for all your video needs. From videoing that special event to converting VHS tapes to DVDs for a lifetime of memories, Al's Video of Belleville. Call him at 785-527-0003. A Little Hometown Shirt is the source of all your t-shirt printing and apparel needs. With free delivery in Mitchell County and surrounding areas and personalized online school shops, A Little Hometown Shirt is here to serve you. Check out their website at alittlehomeshirt.com or find them at 301 Main Street in Cortland or call them at 785-412-7020.
You're home for the 40th annual 8-man All-Star Football Games. We've been here all 40 years. KVSV, AM and FM in Beloit, Kansas. It is the 8-man Division II game, and we have the squads for you today. We'll go over each squad, the 20 players and coaches, and first, with the East squad, the Gold Squad 2, here's Don Melby.
Okay, for the East squad in the gold jerseys, number 1 is Gentry McGee from Colony Crest. Number 2 is Dalton Garman from Osborne. Number 3 is Jaden Grenier from Marmaton Valley. Number 5 is Ryling Bussing from Axtell. Number 6 is Lane Luiso from Frankfort. Number 8 is J.D. Tyson from Burlingame. Number 9 is Andrew Conradi from Lebo. Number 10 is Miles Rickard from Pike Valley. Number 11 is Andy Cooper from Pike Valley. Number 12, Zachary Oswald from Lebo. Number 15, Landon Sump from Blue Valley. Number 18, Timmy Roberts from Burlingame. Number 20, Eli Brocksterman from Axtell. Number 23, Dalton Heinen from Axtell. Number 24, Trent Harden from Frankfort. Number 32, Dane Winters from Burlingame. Number 33, Carter Olson from Frankfort. 52 is Gage Seaford from Osborne. Number 56 is Braden Lawson from Marmaton Valley. Number 87 is Parker Hade from Burlingame. The head coach for this squad is Max McCunis from Marmaton Valley. He's assisted by Jeff Slater from Burlingame and Nick McNulty from Colony Crest.
All right, very good. Thanks, Don. The West squad will be the green, and that is the West squad 2. And number 0 is George Von Leonard of Dighton. Number 1 is Lincoln Schaefer of Greeley County. Number 2, Hasten Redquist of Hodgman County. Number 4 is Rhett Katz of Logan. Number 5 is Travis Corby of Wallace County. He will not play today. Number 9 is Kyler Murphy of Norwich. Number 10, Wyatt Griffin of Victoria. Number 11 is Ryland Price of Dighton. Number 12 is Connor Fowler of Fairfield. Number 15 is Lucas Kirk from Buckland. Number 20 is William Cook from Buckland. Number 24 is Ryland Koyman of Central Christian. Number 30 is Cale Braun of Victoria. Number 34 is Dawson Ruff of Hodgman County. Number 44 is Carter Swingle of Attica. Number 50 is Jeb Miller of Victoria. Number 56 is Caden Redburn of Wheatland Grinnell. Number 70 is Keaton Miller of Central Christian. Number 72, Garrett Lanning of Fairfield. And number 88, Caleb Sparks of Logan. Head coach today for the West squad, you heard from him, Trevor Powell of Buckland, and the assistants are Matt Barnett of Hutch Central Christian and Kyle Fender Fairfield. And going on right now, and I know you're very familiar with this, Don, you've been involved with this many times, and it's a special moment for the player and their coach and the parents. As the player gets their medal for participating in the game, the parents get to go out there, and their head coach is there too.
Yeah, it's a nice time to recognize not only the athletes, but the parents, the coach, get them out on the field and spend a little time together out there right before the ball game, and be able to congratulate them all and get that medal. And it means a lot to them. But I know right now, at least the players, their mind's on the ball game. They're going to hand that medal off to mom and dad and shake the hand of their coach again one more time if he's not helping them coach on the field, and they can't wait to get to the ball game.
And it has to be a pretty cool moment for one of the guys we know real well, and that's Steve Tiernan of Osborne. And he's still on the committee. He's the treasurer. He handles all the money, and today he handles the medals because he's the representative, and he's done this for the last several years. He walks out onto the field and hands the medal to the player and meets the parents and shakes their hands, and so he got to do that twice with two of his kids today. So that's ultra special.
It is, and it's a nice thing to be able to go out there and shake their hands and recognize them. And I've helped with that a few times, and it's a good thing to get out there and to do that and to represent the 8-Man Association with us. And Steve does a great job. He is stepping down as treasurer and moving to a different place, but I'm sure he'll still continue to be involved with our 8-Man committee.
And they will honor Dave Dubert today. I'm not sure if they decided on after this medal ceremony or the second medal ceremony this afternoon. I think it's after this one. But Dave Dubert, of course, is retiring as camp coordinator after 18 really good years. Of course, we had Lindy Lindblad for about that same amount, maybe just a tad longer. I think Lindy was 20, I think. But bottom line, two guys ran this thing for like 38 years. That's pretty good.
And ran it
great.
Well. I mean, they're class guys, and they were so organized, made everything happen. And
number 72.
And, like we talked about before, Dave told me last night, he said we try to make it a little better every year, and I think it's mission accomplished. I think it's gotten better every year.
We had a really good time at the banquet last night. Enjoyed all of the kids. That's of course I see them during the week, but you don't have all 80 of them there at once like you do at the banquet. And I thought it was pretty evident the quality of kids we had, and very, very happy to have Miles Mencius, the All-American defensive end from originally from Bushton, and he went to Central Plains and won a state championship, but he was an All-American at Fort Hays State. So that guy went from being a quarterback in 8-man at 180 pounds to a 265-pound All-American defensive end. That's a body transformation in 6 years.
Yeah, and I really appreciated his message. He mentioned that 8-man kids, when they go to a program like that, he said they're adaptable. They're used to playing on both sides of the ball. And he said, I just want to play wherever I can get on the field. And I think that's the way it is with a lot of these 8-man kids. And they are adaptable, and they will go. But that was a heck of a transformation. He's a big boy now.
Yeah, he is a very big boy. David Elliott will be on the sidelines for us today, and he'll mic the coin toss here in just a little bit. And we'll thank some of our sponsors for making this broadcast possible today. Cunningham Fiber, Thompson's OK Tire, Roberts Family Funeral Service, Doctors Cooper, Banniger, Ebert, and Bruns Optometrists, Western Ag Crop Insurance, Lindy Lindblad Agent, Salina Ortho, Al's Video of Belleville, a little hometown T-shirt of Cortland, Mankato Livestock, State Exchange Bank, C&W Farm Supply, Cortland Commodities, Carico Implement, First Bank of Beloit, Beloit Medical Center, Fort Hays Tech North Central, Solomon Valley Vision Center, and the Wakanda Trader. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, among other things, we'll mic the coin toss down on the field with David Elliott. You're listening to the 48th Annual Kansas 8-Man All-Star Football Games on KVSV. More after this 3-minute timeout. Here we go there, and what you going to give for him? See Mankato Livestock Incorporated for all your livestock auction needs. Their state-of-the-art sales ring keeps sales moving quickly and safely from start to finish. With a sale every Friday, Mankato Livestock Incorporated has everything you want in a modern sale barn, but with old-fashioned service. Located at 810 North Commercial in Mankato, that's Mankato Livestock Incorporated. Call them today at 785-378-3283. A full-service, true community bank, that's State Exchange Bank of Mankato, Kansas. Phil and his crew wish Rock Hills Grizzly Cooper McDill success in the 8-man All-Star game. The State Exchange Bank, located at 107 South Commercial in Mankato, open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. till 3 p.m., and Fridays, 8 to 4. C&W Farm Supply, your New Holland, Great Plains, and Gravely dealer. If you're looking for a piece of new or used farm equipment, then you've come to the right place in C&W Farm Supply in Cortland. The professionals at C&W Farm Supply can not only sell you that piece of equipment, they can provide parts and service on it too, with a service department that's second to none. Located at 518 Main Street in Cortland, call them today at 785-374-4521. Troy, Jay, and Cody at Cortland Commodities would like to wish good luck to Andy Cooper and Miles Rickard in the 8-man All-Star game. Cortland Commodities is a licensed brokerage service that assists farmers and ranchers with marketing strategies for their grain and livestock. Give Troy, Jay, or Cody a call at 785-374-4340.
Carico Implement, your John Deere dealer in Beloit, Ellsworth, and Hayes, is proud to support our area 8-man All-Star athletes in this year's 8-man All-Star Games. Rely on Carico Implement to provide the quality and service you've come to know and expect from your local John Deere dealer. Carico Implement. First Bank of Beloit, your locally owned bank for over 135 years, is committed to building strong relationships within our communities and proudly support our 8-man All-Star players, coaches, and staff. Their best perk is their customers. First Bank of Beloit, member FDIC.
When it comes to the health of your family, trust the medical team committed to providing the best of care to North Central Kansas families. Beloit Medical Center, now offering BMC Today Walk-In Clinic. Beloit Medical Center, Beloit, Kansas. Grow your grit at Fort Hays Tech North Central. They offer on-campus programs that prepare you for everyday life. Fort Hays Tech North Central is a fully accredited college, and they take pride in their nationally ranked job placement and graduation rates. Come see what Fort Hays Tech North Central has to offer you. Located in Beloit and Hays, Kansas.
Professional service, follow-up care and support, plus an all-star selection of eyewear and sunglasses to protect your eyes. Solomon Valley Vision loves serving our local communities and is proud to recognize all 8-man All-Stars. Solomon Valley Vision, Osborne and Stockton.
The Wakanda Trader in Beloit, the Plains Trader in Hays, and the Hays Trader have a combined circulation of 31,000, covering northwestern and north central Kansas, plus parts of south central Nebraska. The Wakanda Trader in Beloit, the Hays Trader, and Plains Trader in Hays.
Now, even faster internet connection for your home or business, Cunningham Fiber. Congratulating all 8-man All-Stars, Cunningham Fiber, Beloit, Belleville, Concordia, and Glen Elder. Connect with us. Thompson's OK Tire, your certified Firestone farm tire dealer. We're specially trained and equipped to handle all your on-farm, in-field tire repair and replacement needs. Thompson's OK Tire in Beloit.
All right, John Swanson, Don Melby, we're boogieing along to a little Sweet Home Alabama in the background at the 8-man All-Star football games. As we had our national anthem, we're just about ready to go, and the captains will go to midfield here in a little bit, and David Elliott, we'll see if David's got his ears on. He's getting ready to do the coin toss. Hey, Dave, you listen down there? Hey, good to have you aboard again this year, buddy.
Oh, it's so good to be back once again. Thank you, John and Don and everybody up there at KVSV for having me back again. I all these years of doing this, I've only been doing this for 6 years with you guys, so I feel like still the baby around here.
Well, if it makes you feel better, Dave, we think of you as the baby.
Well, that's about the only time I hear that.
I miss his cowboy hat, don't you, Don?
I do miss the cowboy hat, but he is rocking that white.
He is rocking that white hat. Hey, what's the I walked across yesterday and I walked across today, and I thought the field was just excellent.
You know, that is one of the things that always amazes me about the crew up here in Beloit each and every year. It is a beautiful field, cut lower maybe than years past, but yeah, beautiful field with beautiful stars out at midfield and west and east painted in the end zones. Just a beautiful day for football. So glad to be here once again. A little bit of a breeze maybe out of the northeast. Shouldn't be too much of a factor, but yeah, just a Chamber of Commerce morning.
Well, I always come out the day before and set up my equipment so that I don't have to do it all in the morning the next day. And I ran into the Burks family, and thanks to President Burks from Fort Hays Tech North Central, he and his family for years have been painting this field, and it's quite an endeavor, and it takes a lot of the family to do it. And I know that Kyler will approve of the field, and I know that Sheriff Doug Doherty, who is a big part of this too, I know he's looking down at those stars and thinking they look pretty good, but they really do. It's a nice looking field, and they're having the coin toss.
Gentlemen, congratulations on all of you being here, okay? East squad is the home squad. West squad, you will be calling the coin toss. Who's calling the coin toss? You are, okay. What do you call?
Tails.
You called tails, correct? If I drop it, we'll do it again. It is heads. East, you have won the coin toss. Would you like to kick, receive, choose an end to defend, or defer your choice to the second half? You want to receive the ball,
yep.
Correct. Which end do you want to defend?
We'll defend this side.
Okay, let's go ahead and turn that way now, gentlemen. East squad has won the coin toss. They elected to receive the ball. Okay, gentlemen, good luck. Go back to your sideline, see you back out here in a couple minutes.
And as you heard, East won the coin toss, and they want the ball. So they're going to try to score first here. And again, just, yes, looking forward to another edition, this 40th annual edition of this fantastic day.
All right, very good. Thanks you, David. Good job with the coin toss. So we'll see the East squad and the gold, and we'll have a bunch of area players on this squad. You got two Osborne kids, Dalton Garman and Gage Seafried. You got the two Pike Valley kids, Miles Rickard and Andy Cooper. Should be really interesting. J.D. Tyson will be the quarterback from Burlingame, and he's an awful lot of fun to watch. I was watching all of them, Don, and I don't know, everybody has a little bit of beef, but I tell you what, man, there's a lot of speed on. Yep. It seems like on every team.
Yeah, and the speed is where it's at. I mean, it's where it goes. Even your linemen have to have good footwork and be able to run a little bit and get going. And there's a place for a big boy, but the teams that are really successful have a lot of speed and get with it.
So Gentry McKee of Colony Crest and Miles Rickard of Pike Valley back to receive the kick. And interesting story during the week was talking with Miles, and he had Steve, he got his finger pulled, and he says, yeah, it's still sore from when a horse stepped on it. So he got his fingers taped, but he was ready to go. He said, it's just my fingers. I'm good.
Yeah, that's not going to be a factor today, I guarantee you.
No.
And I thought it was an interesting choice on the coin toss. Most people will defer to the second half or whatever, but a lot of coaches, some of them want to have the ball, want to score. Some of them want to have defense and make a stand right off the bat. But
I've always loved lineman kickers. And Garrett Lanning of Fairfield, 5'9", 230. He's going to put his boot into this one, and we'll be underway. 40th annual 8-man All-Star Games. The ball is in the air. Going to be taken about the 10 by Rickard. Bobbles it. It's on the ground. He'll pick it up and tackled there, and he's down at about the 9-yard line.
That's probably a little bit of nerves starting out right away. You get that opening kickoff and get him in the chest, bounced off a little bit, but they'll settle down. All these kids are waiting for that first big hit and get something under their belt and get going.
And we'll kind of give you the lineup as it gets out there. For the East, the center is Parker Haight of Burlingame, and we mentioned the center and the quarterback from Burlingame, J.D. Tyson, is the quarterback. Oh, and he kept it himself and slipped a little bit. And he lost a couple back to about the 7, so you're looking at second down at about 12.
Yeah, the West had that pretty well covered. They didn't fall for it. A little bit of an RPO there, and and they had people back there to get it, but he slipped on the grass.
So Tyson can run and he can throw. He's a lefty. Swings it out. It's complete at the 5, but down to just about the 7 where the line of scrimmage was, and that's number 33 out there, Carter Olson of Frankfort. Carter Olson is out there for Frankfort. Dane Winters, a wide receiver from Burlingame, out there. Zachary Oswald, one of the guards. Lane Loizo will be in there at running back and split out from Frankfort. And Jaden Grenier of Marmaton Valley will be a receiver. They're going to have a lot of empty backfield sets. And here's another one with 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Out of the shotgun, Tyson. He can run too. Back to pass. Got a man out there and caught. It's a complete catch to Lane Loizo of Frankfort as he set up wide, and that's a gain all the way to the 35-yard line.
That's a trust in your receiver right there, because he really was pretty well covered, but he put it up in a place where the receiver could go get it, and you'd love to see your receivers go get it.
So J.D. Tyson of Burlingame, they get it up to the line of scrimmage. He'll fake it, keep it himself on the left side. Got about 3 to almost midfield at the 38.
Got a little option right there to run or give. And a lot of times right now you're feeling it out and seeing what the defense will give you.
They're not taking any time getting the snaps going as they give it to Loizo coming from left to right, and the defense of the West sniffed that one out pretty good.
Yeah, they got a lot of penetration off that left side. That defensive end got penetrated and got a hold of him in the backfield and caused that loss. So good job on defense there by the West.
3rd down and 12 for the East Gold. Out of the shotgun is J.D. Tyson of Burlingame. And he's got his teammates out there with him. Familiarity with receiver and, oh my, there's a nice catch by Lane Loizo of Frankfort. And he ends up going out of bounds at about the 38. So he got back to, got a few yards there. And so now it'll be 4th down at about 6.
Yeah, that was another good job on the defense. They knew they had a lot of yards, and they didn't bend. They're running that 2-man front that's really been popular here lately in 8-man. You only have 2 down linemen. You got 4 guys across the 2 linebackers, 2 corners, and it's a good set, and they're doing a good job so far.
Ryland Price of Dighton and Caden Redburn of Wheatland Grinnell are those 2 linemen that Don mentioned. 4th down and about 6 for the Gold, and everybody left early. About 3 guys on the Gold, so I'm wondering if that was a snap count, not disagreement, but maybe they thought it was on 1 and it was on 2.
I'm wondering if they were trying to draw them off sides with a hard count, and
drew themselves off.
You really got to be disciplined, and you can't jump early with it.
True. That's the only bad thing about a hard count. You can draw your own guys off.
Yep.
4th down and 11. Twins to the left, 1 receiver to the right. And Coach McCunis wants a timeout. Let's take a quick break from the 8-man All-Star game. We're scoreless. In the 8-man 2 game, we'll have more after this timeout on KVSV.
Family is at the heart of home-owned and operated Roberts Family Funeral Service in Beloit and Cawker City, meeting the unique needs of you and your family, and proud member of our North Central Kansas community and sponsor of our youth.
Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns provide comprehensive family vision for all ages, fashion designer eyewear, and contact lens fitting. Call Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns to schedule your appointment today. In Salina, 823-6391. In Concordia, 243-4370. In Beloit, 738-4200.
All right, John Swanson, Don Melby. Back at the Kansas 8-man All-Star football games. On the sideline for us again is David Elliott. And Troy Isaacson is doing stats for us today. 4th down and 11. The Gold has it at their own 34. They need to get to the 35 of the West. Back to pass. Got a man out there. It could be a touchdown. He goes to the 20, 10, 5. Touchdown. That is number 33, Carter Olson of Frankfort. About What was that, about 41 yards?
Yeah, probably 45 yards almost. Great job there of misdirection. They put motion going to the right side of the field and kind of drew all the defense over there, created a one-on-one with their receiver on the left, and he got behind the defender, and I'm sure they'll talk about that, but got behind and got the ball to him, and touchdown scored.
So J.D. Tyson of Burlingame hooks up with Carter Olson of Frankfort. Now here's the pitch, and he's not going to make it. That's Eli Brocksterman of Axtell, and he is short. So it is going to be 6-0 as the East scores first with 9:27 to go in the first quarter. We're going to take a break from the 40th annual 8-man All-Star Football Games Division II game in the state of Kansas. East leads it 6-0. More on KVSV after this timeout.
When agricultural conservation
the one
work
crop
is needed
insurance
on your
company
farm,
you need to know, Western Ag Crop Insurance. Lindy Lindblad, your Western Ag Crop Insurance agent serving North Central Kansas
of your farmland.
with offices in Beloit, invites your call to discuss crop insurance. Western Ag Crop Insurance, the one to know, the one to call. Dr. Todd Herrenbrook and Dr. Jeff Herenick of Salina Ortho, serving North Central Kansas with orthopedic sports health services. Proud of all 8-man All-Star players, past and present.
There's
from
no
Dr.
better
Todd
place to work,
Herrenbrook
play,
and Dr.
and
Jeff
relax than
Herenick
the
of
great
Salina
outdoors.
Ortho,
Spend your
523
day
South
connected
Santa
with
Fe,
Dave Elliott
Salina,
Technologies
Kansas.
Outdoor Wi-Fi. Join
All right,
online
back at
meetings
the
on the
8-man
patio.
Division II
Stream your
All-Star
favorite
game.
playlist by the grill.
The 40th
or watch a movie
annual
under the
and our
stars.
score, the
Enjoy
East
an
6
uninterrupted connection
and
this
the
summer
West
without
nothing.
ever having to step indoors with Blue
Hey,
Valley
Dave, what you got?
Technologies
Well, I got the
Outdoor
man that just scored a
Wi-Fi.
touchdown, Carter Olson, down here from Frankfurt.
To learn more,
How in
visit
the world did you get so wide open?
bluevalley.net/outdoor.
I just blew right past him there, rushed the linebacker, and knew I was going to get over the top of the corner, so.
Now, you had the touchdown. I want to get a couple of thoughts on a couple slick catches, though, by your teammate Lane there, from also from Frankfurt, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was really good that he can go out there and do good, as he usually does.
Hey, talk about this week. What's it been like to be a part of this game and this week?
It's been super fun. You know, us as a team have bonded incredibly, and we've all became pretty close, and I think that just brings our game dynamic even better.
Good stuff. We'll let you get back to it. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
And that's Carter Olson down here on the sidelines from Frankfurt, just scoring that first touchdown of our morning, guys.
All right, thanks you, Dave. The kickoff is going to be a touchback, so the West will take over the 15. I tell you what, Don, that David he knocked the rust off right away. He got that player still breathing hard. That's a fresh interview, baby.
That is right there. And, you know, the East has done what they wanted to do. They wanted the ball first, and they were able to score, and that's the key.
Lucas Kirk of Buckland is the quarterback. And he will gain a yard on the quarterback keeper. And again, you see this time and time again, Trevor Powell of Buckland is running the offense, so he has his quarterback running the offense. He also has William Cook of Buckland here with him too. So that's always good, that familiarity.
And you know, really, both defenses have looked decent so far. They got beat on the touchdown throw, and the other one was just a good catch. But
Kyler Murphy is the flex back. He split out. Now he'll go in motion. You'll see him a lot, and they're going to give it to him around the left side. He gains about 3 yards. I talked to Coach Powell about him. They really like him. They really like Murphy at that flex.
Yep. It's done what they need to do now. They got him in 3rd and long, and now they need to make a play here. This is where the East was able to complete a pass and get their first down, and this is a big play for the East defense.
They're down in 7. Carter Swingle of Attica is in there at a tight end. One of the guards is Keaton Miller of Central Christian. Out of the gun. Back to pass, and just a little bit outside, if you will, a little bit past the intended receiver, Lincoln Schaefer of Greeley County. And so 4th down, and there aren't too many punting situations in 8-man, but this might be one of them.
Yeah, you know, the punt is becoming less and less. There's a lot of coaches opt not to punt, but it's kind of a no-brainer here. You're 4th and long, backed way up. You got to play a little field position.
All right. And it looks like Eli Brocksterman of Axtell is deep, and he's going to let that thing go. Not a bad punt. Bottom line, there was no return, and that was number 4, Rhett Katz of Logan.
Yeah, great hang time on that punt.
That's pretty good.
got it up there, allows his coverage to get down underneath it. You'd like to see the receiver get under it and catch it so you don't get that 10-yard roll, but it really didn't roll very far.
Well, you got to remember, Don, I've spent a lot of time, DJ has been I've spent a lot of time with the First Family in punting in North Central Kansas, the Full Hag, so I've learned a lot about punts the last few years. DJ's been my color guy the last 3 years. Of course, I've known Scott for a long time, too. There's a 5-yard gain up the gut for the East.
Yeah, just a nice little power play. The line gets off the ball, and they're wasting no time. They're like they want to get as many snaps as possible. Hand off again, and that is number 6, Lane Loizo of Frankfurt. And I think he slipped a little bit, too, so it must be just a little bit loose.
I think so. It's going to be a 3rd down at about 5. You look over all of these rosters, but you and I are so familiar with a lot of these East schools. You know, you've got the Pike Valley kids, the Osborne kids, the Axtell kids, Frankfurt, Burlingame, you know. And the kids I've had a few say, well, I don't mind the Axtell guys being on my team.
Yeah, no.
Because they didn't lose a game in high school.
They've never lost a game in their life.
Yeah, those seniors, yeah. Nice little swing out pass. That's Dane Winters of Burlingame. And
I think
that'll be a first down.
A product of that touchdown play. He was off a little bit more, given a little more room so he didn't get beat deep, and the receiver knew exactly where to go to get the first down catch.
Yep, I agree. So 1st and 10 for the East. They lead at 6-0, have the ball at the 37-yard line. 7 minutes to go in the in the first quarter. Takes the snap, and I think, that was Tyson. I almost thought, I saw 6 in there too, and I was so quick, I almost thought that he took the direct snap, but it was J.D. Tyson taking the snap. About a 4-yard loss there, so 2nd down and 14 from midfield.
Ryland Price really got penetration from the backside. He got off untouched and was able to get to the quarterback in the backfield. Did a really nice job of getting there and upsetting things.
A lot of guys in these 8-man games that did well at state track, and I heard from some of the coaches and from my reporter that 1A was really fast this year, particularly. There's the pitch, cut back, looks like a gain of about 5, and there again is Lane Loizo of Frankfurt, 6'2", 195.
Pretty good battle up front. I mean, they're getting penetration a little bit on the defense, but they're making a block here and there, and they're having to earn every yard. I'll guarantee you that.
Yeah. 3rd down, we'll call it 7. 5:52 to go in the first. 6-0 in favor of the East. The East mounting another drive. Back to pass. Tyson hits his man. That's number 3, Jaden Grenier of Marmaton Valley, and he kind of got out of a tackle and squirted for another 3-4 yards.
And they're splitting that receiver wide out to the left, and he's one-on-one with that defensive back. And you know that he got chewed a little bit for giving up that touchdown pass over the top, so now they've completed 2 or 3 times underneath him, and they're going to have to make that adjustment.
So 1st and 10 from the 15. The quarterback, the lefty, is J.D. Tyson from Burlingame. Back to pass. He's a dual threat. And they got a hold of him, and he tried to get it to a receiver, number 12, Zachary Oswald of Lebo.
Number 8, J.D.
And it's incomplete, but good pressure by the West.
Hey, John, real quick before the next play, I want to grab one of these defenders that did a pretty good job on that first drive, Dalton Garman, the Osborne kid. What's it like to fly around and hit some people in June?
Oh, it feels great, thinking you're never going to strap on the pads again, then you get one last time. It's just great to be out here.
What are some keys that you're looking forward to this game to getting a win?
Just solid. The defense is just solid. Offense, a little slow, but we'll get going here in a little bit. Total domination.
I like that. What's it like being part of this week in this game?
Oh, this week, you come in as a complete stranger and you leave with 50 new best friends. It's the greatest thing ever. The opportunity that you get with all these guys coming from rivals and then getting to play with one another makes everything all better.
Good stuff. Hey, thanks, Dalton, for the time. Appreciate it. Got a timeout on the field, guys.
All right, very good, Dave. I think I'm going to have to knock you down a grade. I don't think Garmin was breathing that hard on that interview, but it was still pretty good, Dave.
Yeah, thank you.
I was going to mention, too, on that last play, I think what really threw it off is they had that receiver split out wide to the left again, and when he made his cut, he slipped and went down, and I think that threw off what he was really looking for and made him have to scramble. So they're really picking on that left side with that wide receiver.
We've seen a couple of slips, and I imagine there's probably still a little dew on the grass, but boy, the grass, I've walked across it a couple of times, and it really is nice out there.
Oh, it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Great shape. The breeze is there, but I agree with, it's not a factor, I don't think, at all. It's just a nice breeze going across it.
Yeah.
Beautiful morning.
Well, and this field, the way it sets, most of the time, if you're going to get a wind, it's a crosswind because the trees kind of shelter it a little bit, if you will. So 2nd down and 10 for the East. They'll have it at the 15-yard line of the West. And our thanks to David Elliott for the sideline reporting. He's already at the top of his game, getting interviews right after things happen. Back to pass, Tyson. He'll swing one out to number 3. That's Grenier of Marmarton Valley. Pretty good defensive coverage up there to make the tackle is Rhett Katz of Logan.
Yeah, good coverage that time. They really were right there, threw that little pass out, hoping they could miss that first tackle, but they did a great job making that first tackle.
Well, we appreciate everybody that made their way to the game. And, Beloit has done a pretty good job. Sometimes you have to have some construction to make things better, and that's kind of where we're at. But we're making the best of it, and we've had shuttles going, and everybody's at the ball game. And once you get inside the stadium, it's a pretty good deal. 3rd down and 10. Back to pass is Tyson. And now he may run with it. He shuttles it forward. That was Mahomes-ish. To Lane Loizo of Frankfurt, it's like, okay, am I past the line of scrimmage? No. So he is left-handed, but he shuttles this thing up in the air, but he knew Loizo was there.
You hit it right on the head. That's just what I thought. It looked like a Kansas City Chiefs player right there with him shoveling it out. You put the defender on an island, are you going to come up and tackle the quarterback, or are you going to cover your receiver? And just like Mahomes, he just tossed it right over his head and made a good gain out of it.
So they've got 4th down and probably about less than a yard. They can do about whatever they want here. They swing it out, but I don't know. They stop short.
Yep.
Swings it out to Dane Winters of Burlingame. But, boy, I tell you what, the East was right there, or West was right there. Credit Ryland Koyman of Central Christian coming up on that one, making the hit.
That's where the old power coach in me is saying, man, it's 4th and short. Let's just get it up there and get the first down and go. But when you have confidence in your offense, you run the plays that you're comfortable with. And if he completes that pass and make 4th down, he's a genius.
Yep, that's right.
Right now they got people like me saying, hey, what'd you do that for?
Remember the year when the Seahawks had Marshawn Lynch and a couple shots and they threw and it got intercepted?
Yep.
Patriots won. Handoff, right side. And I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage. That is number 10, Wyatt Griffin of Victoria.
Great job by the defensive end, making it turn it back inside, and then boom, the big boy finished it off.
So 2nd down and 11 for the West.
That's a big boy at nose guard, but I believe he can run a little.
Yes, I think you're right. Now that's Braden Lawson of Marmarton Valley, 6'2", 200. Pass. Oh, incomplete and didn't come too far from being picked off. Andy Cooper was kind of waiting in the weeds, and it went past him. I think he was a little bit surprised. I don't know if he thought the guy was going to catch it, but I don't think he was going to end up with a shot at it.
Nope, but if he'd have caught it, it'd have been a pick.
It'd have been 6, yeah.
He got tipped a little bit right there and coming through it, but solid by the East squad. They're running that typical 3-man front.
3rd down and 11. You got twins to the left and one to the right. Out of the shotgun. And they're going to call delay a game.
Well, I think
or
one
false
of the guards
start. False start. Okay.
I think the left guard maybe moved a little bit. The East defense was pointing at him right away, saying, hey, he moved.
Yep. So that's going to knock them back. They're looking at 3rd down and 14. They'll snap the ball at about the 3, and they need to get to about the 17 for a first down here. Lucas Kirk of Buckland is the quarterback, 6 foot, 175-pounder. Trips to the right, empty backfield. Need to get rid of it quick. He'll run. He's got some room up the gut. He's to the 10, to the 13-yard line. Nice hit there by number 11, Andy Cooper of Pike Valley.
Yeah, he did a good job coming up. They blitzed that time and sent somebody in, and they were able to get past the blitz, and he was pretty open coming through there, and that's a great open field tackle by Andy. I was able to talk to him a little bit last night at the banquet, and he was very confident in their defense. He said, we're going to be solid, and so far he's right.
Yeah, pretty good team speed. He had a nice day at the track meet last weekend, too.
Yes.
I think he got 3rd in the 400. Is that right? I think so. Left-footed kick there by Rhett Katz of Logan. And here's the return, bobbled for a second. Brocksterman of Axtell. He fielded that thing at about the 39 and gets into West territory. So the East has been setting up in pretty good shop here.
It's definitely been an advantage for them on field position.
Yeah.
So we'll see where they go. They had it down close the last time and got stopped on 4th down, and they're moving the ball, but you got to finish in the end zone, and they need to make those extra points.
John, I'll real quick try to get you a heavy-breathing interview again. We got Andy Cooper here. Hey, you had a good stick on that last drive.
Heck yeah, sir.
Your thoughts about the game so far?
Dude, it's football. It's fun. It's always fun. Coming out here to play with these boys is just couldn't ask for a better team,
Obviously, you've got the 6-0 lead here early, but how fun is it to play defense here as well?
I get to tackle people. You can't get any better than that.
There's not much better things in life. Hey, talk about this week and what it's been like to obviously, a lot of these guys, but meeting some new friends as well.
I mean, it's an honor coming out here to play in the 8-man All-Star game. I mean, we've had people from our school that I've looked up on to come and play in this amazing football game, and the friendships that they told me I'd make there's no doubt about that. I've made so many, so, I mean, it's great.
Thanks for the time. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
That's Andy Cooper down here on the sideline, gentlemen.
All right, thank you very much, David. It'll be 3rd down. While we're away, a couple of short gains for the East. And so the East is going to have a 3rd down and about 3 from the 31-yard line. They need to get to about the 28 of the West for a first down. So the East doing what they like to do. Last time the West turned them away.
Well, I'm sure they're going to be in 4-down territory where they're at. They haven't shown the propensity to punt yet.
Twins to the left, one receiver to the right. Man goes in motion. That's Loizo. Quarterback will keep it himself. Tyson of Burlingame. Close to a first down, but again, like you said, 4-down territory. So they don't really care if they pick it up in 1 or 2. It'd be nice to pick it up in 1 down, but they know they got 2 downs to do it.
Well, and we saw what they did last time on 4th and short. Maybe they do something different here. We'll see what they come up with, but I think they knew then that they were going to, if they didn't get it, they were going to go again on 4th down.
4th down and a couple. Here's the snap and the handoff, running hard, bursting through for the first down. That is Lane Loizo, and he's a load at 6'2", 195, and as good backs do, Don, he really fell forward.
That's the kind we're looking at right there. A little power. Great job by the lineman up front. They opened up a good hole, but when he got the ball, he's got his shoulders down.
Yeah.
He's moving.
He had a head of steam, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
First down and 10 for the East at the 24-yard line of the West. J.D. Tyson of Burlingame is the quarterback. He's got an end in tight. He'll run it this time. And down to about the 21. So a gain of about 3 or 4. Bring up about a 2nd down and 6. And it looks like we're at the end of the first quarter. The East on the move. They lead it 6-0 over the West. We'll have more for the 40th time on KVSV, AM and FM in Beloit, Kansas after this timeout.
35 years in making memories of that special game or wedding. Alice Video of Belleville is your one-stop shop for all your video needs. From videoing the special event to converting VHS tapes to DVDs for a lifetime of memories, Alice Video of Belleville. Call him at 785-527-0003. A Little Hometown Shirt is the source of all your t-shirt printing and apparel needs. With free delivery in Mitchell County and surrounding areas and personalized online school shops, A Little Hometown Shirt is here to serve you. Check out their website at alittlehomeshirt.com or find them at 301 Main Street in Cortland or call them at 785-412-7020.
Here we go there, and what you going to give for them? See Mankato Livestock Incorporated for all your livestock auction needs. Their state-of-the-art sales ring keeps sales moving quickly and safely from start to finish. With a sale every Friday, Mankato Livestock Incorporated has everything you want in a modern sale barn, but with old-fashioned service. Located at 810 North Commercial in Mankato, that's Mankato Livestock Incorporated. Call them today at 785-378-3283. A full-service, true community bank, that's State Exchange Bank of Mankato, Kansas. Phil and his crew wish Rock Hills Grizzly Cooper McDill success in the 8-man All-Star Game. The State Exchange Bank, located at 107 South Commercial in Mankato, open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. till 3 p.m., and Fridays, 8 to 4. All right, John Swanson, Don Melby, Troy Isaacson, and David Elliott back. It's the 40th annual Kansas 8-man All-Star Football Games. The East on the drive. They give it again to Lane Loizo, and he falls forward again. A nice gain on first down. Will bring up a second down at about 4, and they're inside the 20.
Yeah, I think they can run that power game. You know, the first part's kind of been that RPO and working the pass a little bit. But when they give it to the big boy and let him go downhill, they're making some good yards.
They really are. So the East leading 6-0. They had a 45-yard pass from J.D. Tyson of Burlingame to Carter Olson of Frankfort with 9:27 to go in the first quarter. That is our only score so far. Now back to pass is Tyson. Over the middle. Did he catch it? Oh, my. Touchdown. And is that Loizo?
Yep.
That is Lane Loizo of Frankfort. He was falling down and caught it, about a half foot off the ground? That was an amazing throw and catch.
Yes, it was. And again, he kind of lost his footing there in the end zone and going. And, you know, right now the East is really exerting themselves. I was peeking over my shoulder at Troy's stats here. The West only ran 6 plays in the first quarter. And it's pretty hard to get something done if you only have that many plays.
All right, what did you have for yardage on that, Troy?
On that one was a 17-yard.
17. Okay, very good. That's why we pay you the big bucks. And there's a pass incomplete to number 33, Carter Olson of Frankfort. But in this second quarter, with only 11:13 gone, the East strikes again with that 17-yard pass from J.D. Tyson to Lane Loizo of Frankfort. All right, with our score 12-0, we'll take a break. We'll have more from the Kansas 8-man All-Star Football Games on KVSV after this timeout. C&W Farm Supply, your New Holland, Great Plains, and Gravely dealer. If you're looking for a piece of new or used farm equipment, then you've come to the right place in C&W Farm Supply in Cortland. The professionals at C&W Farm Supply can not only sell you that piece of equipment, they can provide parts and service on it too, with a service department that's second to none. Located at 518 Main Street in Cortland, call them today at 785-374-4521. Troy, Jay, and Cody at Cortland Commodities would like to wish good luck to Andy Cooper and Miles Rickard in the 8-man All-Star Game. Cortland Commodities is a licensed brokerage service that assists farmers and ranchers with marketing strategies for their grain and livestock. Give Troy, Jay, or Cody a call at 785-374-4340. All right, it's the 8-man Division II All-Star Game. The East with the kick, the West with the return to about the 22-yard line. And on the return is Kyler Murphy of Norwich. And I told you earlier, Don, I know talking to Coach Powell, they really like that kid. He's got a lot of speed, and they want to get him in open spaces.
Yep. And so far, they've done a pretty good job of containing. But like we said, they've run 6 plays, 3 and out both times they've had the ball, and they got to figure out something a little bit better here on offense. In the meantime, the East throwing the ball, they're 8 out of 9 right now for 133 yards and 2 touchdowns. So very, very efficient with what they're doing with the ball.
Sorry about stepping on you, Don, but John and Don, I've got Lane Loiso. I've got you for 3 highlight catches already. What else you got?
I don't know. I'm just going to keep going, play my game, and see what happens, really.
Obviously, you had a couple of good catches on that first drive. Obviously, your teammate getting the score. This one, though, you're getting yours. What's been going right so far?
Just the offensive line doing their job and just running hard. That's about all it comes down to, is just running hard and running it down the field and get some yards.
What's it like to be a part of this event, this week, this day here today?
It's an honor. Thank you to I'm thankful for everyone that gave me this opportunity, and just excited to be here.
Hey, go keep making awesome plays. So good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
That's Lane Loiso down here on the sideline, gentlemen.
All right, thank you, David. So, second down and 11. Back to pass. He'll scramble with it. Lucas Kirk of Buckland has a man on the right side, but incomplete. Caleb Sparks of Logan. Tell you what, Don, 2 things that were not in favor of the West there. That good pressure by the East, and nobody was really open.
No, and it's tough right now, and he's throwing off the run and going the wrong way, and, they're getting good pressure up front. Again, that's like Andy told me last night. He said they're really confident in their defense. Their coverage has been great. They're getting penetration up front with their linemen up front. When they do run the ball, they're getting a good coverage from back behind. They're doing a great job right now on defense.
All right, third down and 11. This time the option to the right side is number 9, Kyler Murphy of Norwich, and the East is saying fumble. And the referees agree. So that is not what the West needed. The East is just fine with it. They already lead with 2 scores.
Yeah, they need a defensive stop here really bad to get things going. They haven't been able to get anything going on offense against this East defense.
I did not see who came up with that.
I didn't either. There were 2 guys over there that got on it right away.
So now the East will have a first down and 10 at the West 25-yard line. The East leading by the score of 12-0. Back to pass. Got a man wide open. Touchdown for the East. And that's 25 yards. That is number 3, Jaden Grenier of Marmonton Valley.
He had his choice right there. He had 2 guys wide open. I think the defender, somehow they messed up coverage there. And they had 3 guys out here to the right and did a little crossing thing. And both guys were wide open. And I think the defender was right in the middle of them in that no man's land saying, where do I go? And easy pass and catch there for a quick touchdown.
So that makes it 18-0 on that 17-yard touch or 24-yard touchdown pass to Grenier of Marmonton Valley. Scrambling, puts it out there, and the catch is good. He threw that sidearm. He had to for the kid to make the catch.
And again, that was well defended. There was a defender right there, but these East receivers are just attacking the ball and taking it away, saying, if you throw it somewhere where I can get it, I'm going to get it. And there's your first PAT, which is going to be sooner or later, it's going to be important. But
that's Carter Olson of Frankfort that got the PAT. He got the touchdown to begin the game. So it is 20-0 in favor of the East. We'll take a break. More 8-man All-Star football on KVSV for the 40th year after this timeout.
Carico Implement, your John Deere dealer in Beloit, Ellsworth, and Hayes, is proud to support our area 8-man All-Star athletes in this year's 8-man All-Star Games. Rely on Carico Implement to provide the quality and service you've come to know and expect from your local John Deere dealer. Carico Implement. First Bank of Beloit, your locally owned bank for over 135 years, is committed to building strong relationships within our communities and proudly support our 8-man All-Star players, coaches, and staff. Their best perk is their customers. First Bank of Beloit, member FDIC.
Now for 100.
Oh, wow. Okay, John and Don Melby back at the 8-man All-Star football games. Our stats guy just told us, Troy just told us that J.D. Tyson is 12 for 13 throwing the ball. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good stat. And that ball is going to go out of bounds.
This might be the best field position if they decide to take it, or if they make them kick it again. And there again, when you got, like you said, you got some speed in the return game, looks like they're going to make them kick it again and see if they can't get a return, get something going.
Right, exactly.
Hey, John, real quick, I've made it over to the other sideline to talk to a couple of the West players. Got Jeb Miller here from Victoria with us. First of all, obviously things not going your way, but what's it going to take to turn it around?
Everyone to stay mentally tough and just push, stay out of the hole we're trying to dig.
Obviously, probably not first on your mind right now, but you were honored in pregame for most inspiring player for the West Side. What's that mean to you?
It's a little thing for me, because if you just pick everyone up, it's just natural for me. Just keep picking people up.
That's awesome. And I guess kind of expanding upon that, what's it been like to be a part of not only today, but this week leading up to this?
It's been awesome. Just being able to be here and this week, and yeah.
Good stuff. Hey, Jeb, thanks for the time. Appreciate it. Oh, get some scores up there. That's Jeb Miller from Victoria on the West sideline, guys.
All right, thank you, David. And on the return, Lincoln Schaefer, that really didn't work out that great for the West, Don. We thought maybe they'd, get probably had a better kick, obviously, and Lincoln Schaefer brought it out to the 16-yard line.
And the East team did a great job on kick coverage. They came down and they had 3 or 4 guys. They stayed in their lanes, covered it in, and then made the big tackle. So they're going to start out kind of in the hole again.
All right, 1st and 10 for the West 2. Handoff straight up the gut. Well, that got more than I thought it was going to. That ended up getting about 4 yards.
That's a good run by that back, because he got hit either right at the line of scrimmage or just past it. Was able to power through that one and get up there and get about 4 yards. And they need a little bit of that. They need to get something going and get that first down.
I believe that was Ryland Price of Dighton on the carry for the West. Goes 5'7", 160, but he packed a pretty good punch. There's a pass. It does fall incomplete. On the right side there, Carter Swingle of Attica.
Really good coverage again, and a nice hit to punch that ball out, because it was where he could have caught it.
Right.
And I think the defender punched the ball out from behind and puts him in 3rd and long again.
All right, 3rd down and about 4. Or excuse me, 3rd down about 6. As the ball at the 20, need to get to about the 26-yard line for a 1st down. Out of the gun. He'll keep it himself, and that's Wyatt Griffin of Victoria that took that snap out of the shotgun that time.
Be interesting now if they go ahead and punt it, or if they're going to. You don't want to get too upset right off the bat and make you take chances, because if they run this and they don't get it, they're going to give the East great field position. But by the same token, you got to have a spark here somewhere to get started. You can just see the difference in the two teams. The East squad is excited. They're hard. They're going. They're fast. And the Green is a little bit, they've hit them in the mouth, and they got to be able to come back and pick it up.
All right, so with 8:39 to go in the second quarter, we'll take a quick break. East leading 20-0. More 8-man All-Star football after this timeout on KVSV. When it comes to the health of your family, trust the medical team committed to providing the best of care to North Central Kansas families. Beloit Medical Center, now offering BMC Today Walk-In Clinic. Beloit Medical Center, Beloit, Kansas. Grow your grit at Fort Hays Tech North Central. They offer on-campus programs that prepare you for everyday life. Fort Hays Tech North Central is a fully accredited college, and they take pride in their nationally ranked job placement and graduation rates. Come see what Fort Hays Tech North Central has to offer you. Located in Beloit and Hays, Kansas. All right, John Swanson and Don Melby. keeping you company. David Elliott is down on the sideline, and Troy Isaacson is up in the booth with us keeping stats. And the East, Troy just told us the East has 188 yards to 24 for the West. Thank you. That time, the carry is Lincoln Schaefer of Greeley County.
I think they were going to take a chance right there. They lined up kind of in a punt formation, hoped to catch them sleeping, but the East didn't buy it.
They did not. So the West will turn the ball over to the East at about the 23 and give the East a, certainly if they get a touchdown here, it doesn't put the game away, but it kind of starting to put a stranglehold on it, though.
Yes.
Because it's 20-0, and I realize it's 8-man, so anything is possible, but handoff left side, that's number 10, Miles Rickard of Pike Valley.
Good job there by the front of the defense. They got to the hole and made a nice tackle. Actually got him around the ankles, got him down for no gain. So they need a couple more of those.
Second down and 10. Now the East. They're kind of morphing. Well, it's still a two-man front, but that thing can morph, can it?
Yeah.
Back to pass. Tyson puts it up there, almost picked off. He wanted Miles Rickard of Pike Valley. And number 15 for the West, Lucas Kirk of Buckland, just about got that thing.
Yeah, he got a hand on it, and I think that threw it off because it did get through and get to Miles, but he wasn't able to corral it, get his hands on it. So big play, I think, right here. Well, you got to have two plays. They're definitely still in 4-down territory with the field position. But they need a stop here.
Third down and 9. Need to get the ball to about the 13-yard line of the West for a first down. And West, this is a big possession for the West defense. They'd really like to stop them here. Keep it at a 20-point deficit. Man goes in motion. Back to pass is Tyson. And he's got number 33. That's Carter Olson of Frankfort. But, boy, the West defenders were there. That was Lucas Kirk of Buckland, Cale Braun of Victoria. All in, about 3 guys in there. That's what they really need to do right now is just swarm.
Great pursuit. He came up. But if he's able to hold that just a little bit longer, I think Miles was going to get open going across the middle, across the other side. But they got a little penetration that time, and he had to throw it a little quicker.
All right, it's 4th down and 9. Twins to the left, one receiver to the right. And out of the gun, again, is J.D. Tyson of Burlingame. Man goes in motion. Back to pass, in the end zone, incomplete. And that thing fell just a little bit short. And that time he wanted Jaden Grenier of Marmonton Valley. He hooked up with him earlier on a 24-yard touchdown pass.
And that's, again, you can see the trust he has in his receivers. He got a little pressure that time, got out of the pocket a little bit, but just threw it down in the end zone, and smart play. If they pick it off in the end zone, nothing's hurt. It's 4th down anyway. But gave his receivers a chance, and they almost made that play. But that's big for the West. Now they got to do something on offense.
1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. So the West with a huge turnaway, if you will. They stop the East on downs at the 22-yard line. 1st and 10. Back to pass is Kirk. Big time pressure. He's going to use his legs. He'll run to the 20 and gets out to about the 24-yard line. I think if you're the West, it's just a matter of kind of stringing some stuff together, Don, and just getting yourself feeling good about things, keeping the ball for a while so the defense isn't out on the field.
Yeah, they got to get some first downs and go here, but right now the line of scrimmage is being won by the East. The East is able to have some time to throw the ball. He's a lot more comfortable. They're getting good penetration from the East defense, so that West quarterback's having to move and run and just not able to set and look at his targets as much.
All right, it's 2nd down and 10. Man goes in motion. That is Lincoln Schaefer of Greeley County. And Lucas Kirk will get tackled behind the line of scrimmage. And you're looking at 3rd and about 9.
Yep.
John and Don, real quick before this third down play, got Cale Brown from Victoria with this. What's it like to put on the pads one more time here?
Oh, it feels great. Playing for Victoria is a completely different thing, but getting to play here with guys that he played against for all 4 years is just, it's something special, and you find out that everyone's just kind of like you.
That's exactly right. Enemies, but now all friends, right?
Yep.
And talk about, just real quick, this week, and not only today, but this week as well.
Oh, this week's been great. I've had so much fun.
Huge play here. We'll get back to you in just a second, but you finish that thought.
I feel like everyone else here has had the same. We've gotten really close in this week, and it's just been a great time.
Hey, good to hear from you. Good best of luck the rest of the way. Back to you guys.
All right, well, we were away. A long completion from Lucas Kirk of Buckland to Lincoln Schaefer of Greeley County. So the West, with their best field position, I think, they are down to about the 28-yard line of the East.
Much better job by the line that time. They gave him time to sit in the pocket and throw and get that receiver downfield.
And
a really nice catch.
We saw Kirk's arm.
Yeah.
He can toss it. 1st down and 10. One man in the backfield. He'll pitch it to him. Got a little running room. That is number 11, Ryland Price of Dighton.
Nice block out there by the lineman coming out to give him a little bit of a crease. Again, he gets his shoulders down and going, and this is big for the West. They really need to sustain this, and if they can move it down and score, they could be right back in this thing.
Well, Ryland Price of Dighton, I said this before, he's compact, 5'7", 160, but he packs a punch. And you know what his other position is? Nose guard.
Adaptable 8-man players.
Yep, that's right. 2nd down, we'll call it 6. West needs to get to about the 18-yard line for a 1st down. What a play in the defensive backfield for the West.
That's Eli Brocksterman.
Yeah, Brocksterman from Axtell.
Man, he was shot out of a cannon. He just came through that left side pretty much untouched, and big-time tackle right there in the backfield.
Well, I had the Osborne and the Pike Valley boys aside practice one night, and they both kind of agreed. Yeah, they didn't like playing them so much, but they were okay with having those Axtell guys on their team.
Yeah.
Well, one thing about it is they just win.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a big thing. You get used to winning, and it's a confidence booster.
It's contagious.
Yes, it is.
3rd down and 13. West needs to get to the 18-yard line, I should say. There's a pass out on the flat, and you know that was intended for Kyler Murphy, but it wouldn't have been a bad gain, but the defender was right there, so probably not the end of the world that was incomplete.
Yeah, even if they catch that, they're going to make 3 yards, and it's still going to be 4th and long. So.
Yeah. Good coverage there that time from Dalton Garman of Osborne. So 4th down and about 13 for the West with 3:14 to go. 8-man All-Star 2 game. We'll have the 8-man 1 game coming up this afternoon. Pre-game at around 1 approximately. Kickoff approximately 1:30. Back to pass on 4th down. He escapes. Got a man. Incomplete, though, as he had number 9, Kyler Murphy, downfield, but pretty good pressure there by the East. You want to make the quarterback throw on the run.
Yep, you got to make him move, and they got 2 guys in there early, and the quarterback did a great job of getting away from them, but then there were 2 more of them coming, and he had to throw the ball wide and get it out in front, and really gave the receiver no chance to catch it. So, again, great job by the East defense. They bent a little bit that time. The West was able to move the ball a little bit, but they get the stop, and they get the ball back.
So the East will have a 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. They lead it 20-0 on 3 touchdown passes by J.D. Tyson. 1 to Carter Olson, 1 to Lane Loizo, and 1 to Jaden Grenier. And a gain of about 4 on 1st down, bring up a 2nd down and 6 for the Gold.
And they show they can run the power too. They get they get him going downhill, and you get 4 yards at a chance, you're doing well. Passing's definitely been the key for them to start with, but they can run the ball.
All right, second down. We'll call it 6. Back to pass is Tyson. Airs it out. Got a man. Oh, incomplete. He dove for it, but just a little bit out of his outstretched arms there. Dane Winters of Burlingame. He was Tyson was trying to hook up with his old teammate.
It was a nice throw. It was either going to be complete or incomplete. That was pretty good coverage, but he was behind him. So as a coach, you're still sitting there saying you cannot let these guys get behind. But after they've done that, they've thrown underneath a couple times too. So it's tough. You got to have that good coverage.
That's right. 3rd down and 6. Let's see what the East does here. Back to pass is Tyson. Got a man over the middle. Complete. And that'll be a first down, and that is Dane Winters of Burlingame.
Number 32, Dane Winters.
And there again, I think that's a product of throwing that ball deep enough that they're getting those defenders deeper, and then they can throw in underneath and get that first down.
And those two Burlingame teammates, you know, they've done that before.
Yes.
They've run that pattern before. This is Burlingame's offense. And he's getting them to the line of scrimmage in a hurry. They want to get as many plays as possible, don't they?
Yes.
Back to pass, swings it out. Oh, almost picked off. That could have been a pick 6. George Von Leonard of Dighton interrupted that pass, and boy, oh boy, if he could have hung on to that, that would have really turned something around a little bit for the West.
Well, that was double edge. I mean, he made a nice cut on it. It was a little bit underthrown. If he picks that, it's there, but if he gets it up a little higher and gets it over the top, could have been a touchdown.
True. Back to pass, Tyson over the middle, got a man, it's complete for a first down and then some, and that is Jaden Grenier of Marmaton Valley. They do have some weapons. They've got the guys that can go out and get it.
The receivers are really doing a nice job of attacking the ball, catching it with their hands and going. And here you go with that pressure. They're going to line up and get to the ball and keep them on their heels.
We're down to 1:32 in the first half. Back to pass. Escapes. Now he'll run with it. Throws it in the end zone.
Yeah, and he was past the line of scrimmage.
He was. Yeah, he's going to be past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he threw it at about the 15 on the line of scrimmage, was like the 17 and a half.
I'm rusty enough. I don't know if that's a loss of down penalty or what it is, but he was clearly past the line when he let that go.
Yeah, he was.
Yes, it is loss of down. So
okay,
going to be second down and lost the yardage also.
So second down at about 15, I guess. $1:19 to go in this first half. The West with a 20-0 lead. We're in the same situation we were a little while ago, and that is the West would like to hold them here. East would like to score again. Scrambling. He made a little something out of nothing. That didn't look like much was to be gained on that play, but the time it was done, Don, J.D. Tyson scrambles for about 4 yards.
Yeah, he did a good job, evading the rush and getting something back, but it's kind of tough, and I think I don't know whether they're out of timeouts or close because they used some early, but they got one timeout left.
They got one timeout left? Okay. So they're down to 45 seconds. Third down and about 12. Back to pass. Scrambling to the 15 and down at about the 8-yard line.
Now they'll use it.
And now they're going to use it. That's a good time for the timeout. All right, we'll take a break. The East 2 leading 20-0 with 29 seconds to go in the first half. We'll take a break. More 8-man All-Star football on KVSV after this timeout.
Professional service, follow-up care and support, plus an all-star selection of eyewear and sunglasses to protect your eyes. Solomon Valley Vision loves serving our local communities and is proud to recognize all 8-man all-stars. Solomon Valley Vision, Osborne and Stockton.
The Wakanda Trader in Beloit, the Plains Trader in Hayes, and the Hayes Trader have a combined circulation of 31,000, covering northwestern and north central Kansas, plus parts of south central Nebraska. The Wakanda Trader in Beloit, the Hayes Trader, and Plains Trader in Hayes. All right, John Swanson, Don Melby back at the 8-man All-Star football games. It's the Division II, the 40th annual 8-man All-Star football games, and we've been here all 40 years. David Elliott's on the sideline. Hey, Dave, how fitting is it that it's the 40th year, and the color guy for me this year is the guy that would be on the Mount Rushmore of 8-man football if they had one?
Oh, absolutely. Don Melby he's a legend. He won't ever admit it, but absolutely. Pleased to have you, Don, on the broadcast once again.
There's Wiseau up the gut.
Now they're going to hurry.
They are, because they've run their timeout, but they got the first down, and they are at the 5-yard line. Clock is running, 22 seconds to go. And now the West takes a timeout, and that's the thing, Don. The East is so used to hurrying that when they have to, it's no big deal, and they force the West to make a timeout.
Yeah.
And pause for them.
Great job there. Line up quick, get going, and a great job by the West, too. They got to make sure that this is a big time in the game. They need to stop here. One more touchdown is going to make it a lot tougher to make a comeback there in the second half. And if they can get a stop here, they can go in and say, hey, we've stopped them a couple times. We've got to play a little better in the second half. We've got to get it and go.
All right, coming up at the half, of course, we'll try to get a couple of coaches' interviews, at least one for sure. David Elliott will do that for us, and we'll have some stats at the half as well. Tell you what, a beautiful day for football here in north central Kansas. People come to the game. You know what I tell them? I tell them it's always this way, June 7th in Beloit. It's always this way. This is exactly what you get if you come at June 7th in Beloit, Kansas.
Yeah, not that we've ever been hot, but when we first started, we were doing like the third weekend in July. Yeah. And I guarantee you, it was hot.
Yeah. Yeah. And the Shrine Bowl is earlier than it used to be too. All right, here we go. First and goal, pass in the middle, touchdown. And I believe that is Carter Olson for his second touchdown of the day. What do you got for yardage on that, Troy? About
I got him at 7 yards.
7 yards, okay. So a 7-yard touchdown pass to Carter Olson. He's also got a 2-point conversion.
I'm just really impressed with those receivers. They're so confident. He's zipping that ball in, and they're doing a great job of attacking the ball and catching it.
Yeah, I tell you what, there was a little smoke on that one.
Yes, there was.
Yeah, he reared back and threw that, and he's very comfortable. He's very comfortable throwing on the run. He's a left-hander. Man goes in motion. And he will cut back, little jump pass to Grenier. And I don't think he was past the line of scrimmage. It was close.
It was close. The referee on the far side's looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess they gave it to him.
I think he let it go. He didn't pull his flag, but
it was close.
He definitely was walking back to take a look and see where he was at. And I'm not so sure he might have been just a little bit over.
Yeah.
But there again, a little bit of Patrick Mahomes, attack that line of scrimmage, get close, make a little jump pass back to the inside with somebody and make it happen.
Yeah, he stopped. All right, we'll take a quick break. 28-0 in favor of the East. More after this timeout on KVSV.
Now, even faster internet connection for your home or business, Cunningham Fiber. Congratulating all 8-man All-Stars, Cunningham Fiber, Beloit, Belleville, Concordia, and Glen Elder. Connect with us. Thompson's OK Tire, your certified Firestone farm tire dealer. We're specially trained and equipped to handle all your on-farm, in-field tire repair and replacement needs. Thompson's OK Tire in Beloit.
All right, John and Don, David and Troy back at the 40th annual Kansas 8-man All-Star Football Games. Why do we always call left-handers crafty, Don? Can you have a crafty right-hander?
You could, but they're in their left mind, not their right mind.
Here's the 5-10. Return to the 15-20, 25-30 to midfield to the 40-yard line. And that's a heck of a return for number 9, Kyler Murphy of Norwich. And we talked about him. He's got some speed, and they really wanted to feature him, get the ball in space, and that was a big play for the West. And they'll have 6 seconds to get something done here.
And that was the last chance they had. They just were able to trip him up right there. If they miss that tackle, he's gone. He really did a nice job on that return.
The problem has been when and Kirk has a fine arm. He can get it out there, but the problem has been protecting because he's been running.
Yep.
And he's probably not going to be as accurate when he's on the run.
I would say the East squad has owned the line of scrimmage in the first half.
I would agree with that. I think the yardage kind of backs that up, doesn't it?
Yep.
So another timeout for the West, and we'll just keep it right here. Yeah, I can remember, like I said, this left-hander is very smooth, J.D. Tyson from Burlingame. I can remember, I realized the sport was baseball, but I can remember a long conversation I had with the late, great Fred White of the Royals, talking about why they call left-handers crafty and they don't do that with right-handers. And I don't know that we ever really came to any conclusion, but it was fun to talk to Fred.
Yeah.
He said he and Denny Matthews during a blowout game in Oakland spent like 3 innings on that. That's what you do.
Well, that's what you do. You get it and go. And, this, again, I hate to say it's a big play, but, man, if they could find some way to hit a big play here and at least get one back.
If they can just protect, what about putting, 3 wide, putting 1 up in the air and just seeing what you got.
Yep. Give somebody a chance. Because if you could score here, they are going to get the ball first in the second half. The East took the ball right off the bat on the kickoff and took it down. So it's huge, but it's going to be, the East squad is going to have their guys a little bit deeper. Doesn't hurt anything if they connect with the pass underneath. You just don't want to let them over the top. And that's been discussed at this timeout. And just don't want to make a mistake here.
Absolutely. So first and 10. So here's situation. West trailing 28-0, and they've got 6 seconds. They got the ball at their own 38. They got twins to the right, twins to the left, trying to protect. He'll have to scramble, and he's going to get sacked. And that was Wyatt Griffin of Victoria in there at quarterback that time. They've gone to a different quarterback, and just great pressure by the East squad.
Yeah, the East sent the blitz again, brought 4 guys, more than what they could cover, got pressure, flushed him out of the pocket, and able to make the tackle.
One of the guys charged, got the tackle credit, was Braden Lawson of Marmonton Valley, 6'2", 200. All right, so at the half, it is 28-0.
John?
All right, Dave, what you got?
Yeah, sorry to butt in there again, John, but I've got Jeff Slater from Burlingame, of course, assistant coach for the East. You're joining us at half. We'll try to catch one of the West guys as well. But your thoughts here as we hit the half? Everything going your way?
Yeah, all week we're at practice, and you have bumps in the road, and you hopefully can get the guys on game day executing at the high level. And yesterday at practice, I thought we took a big step on cleaning things up, and then here today, we're executing at a high level. We came up short on 2 drives. Poor play calling, if you ask me, and I'm calling plays, so pretty disappointed there. But 4 for 6 on drives, 4 touchdowns. Would like to execute a little bit better on 2-point conversions, but when you have playmakers like we have on our team, it's really fun spreading the ball around. I think JD is doing a great job of getting everybody involved, and you can kind of see the weapons that we have hard to shut down.
Pretty much covered it there, so I'll ask kind of a more broad question for you. I know this is old hat for you. You know, I don't probably think you ever take it for granted, but being a part of this event, being a part of the 8-Man Football Association, what's this event, what's this week always meant to you and been like?
Well, I mean, it's just a special event for our game, the 8-Man football game, and the community of Beloit does a fabulous job. Fort Hays Tech does an unbelievable job with everything they do, like Dave Dubert, great guy. You know, there's a lot of helping hands that goes into this, and the association, we're so proud to be here in Beloit, and you know, just the relationships that the kids develop, even the coaches' relationships. You know, I've had so much fun sitting in the room with the coaches and eating meals with them, and just last week I had a former player who got married that played in this game formerly, and in his wedding party was his roommate from out here. You know, and it's just like people don't realize that these guys are going to go home today, but they're going to be texting each other and meeting up down the road, and always get a look back at this week on all the memories they made. It's a blast.
Great stuff. Again, Jeff, thanks for joining us. Good luck the second half.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's Jeff Slater, of course, from the Burlingame Bearcats, representing, and the assistant coach here today for the East. I'll try to grab one of the West squad coaches. They already went back to the locker room, guys, so we'll try to see if we can catch up with one of them here in just a little bit.
All right, thank you very much, Dave. I'll tell you what, we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at some first half stats and go over the scoring in this one, as it's 28-0 at the half. We'll have more on KVSV. First, this 3-minute timeout.
Family is at the heart of home-owned and operated Roberts Family Funeral Service in Beloit and Cocker City, meeting the unique needs of you and your family, and proud member of our North Central Kansas community and sponsor of our youth.
Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns provide comprehensive family vision for all ages, fashion designer eyewear, and contact lens fitting. Call Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns to schedule your appointment today. In Salina, 823-6391. In Concordia, 243-4370. In Beloit, 738-4200.
The one crop insurance company you need to know, Western Ag Crop Insurance. Lindy Lindblad, your Western Ag Crop Insurance agent serving North Central Kansas, with offices in Beloit, invites your call to discuss crop insurance. Western Ag Crop Insurance, the one to know, the one to call. Dr. Todd Herrenbrook and Dr. Jeff Horenick of Salina Ortho, serving North Central Kansas with orthopedic sports health services. Proud of all 8-man all-star players, past and present, from Dr. Todd Herrenbrook and Dr. Jeff Horenick of Salina Ortho, 523 South Santa Fe, Salina, Kansas.
35 years in making memories of that special game or wedding. Alice Video of Belleville is your one-stop shop for all your video needs. From videoing that special event to converting VHS tapes to DVDs for a lifetime of memories, Alice Video of Belleville. Call him at 785-527-0003. A Little Hometown Shirt is the source of all your t-shirt printing and apparel needs. With free delivery in Mitchell County and surrounding areas and personalized online school shops, A Little Hometown Shirt is here to serve you. Check out their website at alittlehomeshirt.com or find them at 301 Main Street in Cortland, or call them at 785-412-7020.
Here we go there, and what you're going to give for them. See Mankato Livestock Incorporated for all your livestock auction needs. Their state-of-the-art sales ring keeps sales moving quickly and safely from start to finish. With a sale every Friday, Mankato Livestock Incorporated has everything you want in a modern sale barn, but with old-fashioned service. Located at 810 North Commercial in Mankato, that's Mankato Livestock Incorporated. Call them today at 785-378-3283. A full-service, true community bank, that's State Exchange Bank of Mankato, Kansas. Phil and his crew wish Rock Hills Grizzly Cooper McDill success in the 8-man All-Star game. The State Exchange Bank, located at 107 South Commercial in Mankato, open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. till 3 p.m., and Fridays, 8 to 4. C&W Farm Supply, your New Holland, Great Plains, and Gravely dealer. If you're looking for a piece of new or used farm equipment, then you've come to the right place in C&W Farm Supply in Cortland. The professionals at C&W Farm Supply can not only sell you that piece of equipment, they can provide parts and service on it too, with a service department that's second to none. Located at 518 Main Street in Cortland, call them today at 785-374-45. And ranchers with marketing strategies for their grain and livestock. Give Troy, Jay, or Cody a call at 785-374-4340.
Carico Implement, your John Deere dealer in Beloit, Ellsworth, and Hayes, is proud to support our area 8-man All-Star athletes in this year's 8-man All-Star Games. Rely on Carico Implement to provide the quality and service you've come to know and expect from your local John Deere dealer. Carico Implement. First Bank of Beloit, your locally owned bank for over 135 years, is committed to building strong relationships within our communities and proudly support our 8-man All-Star players, coaches, and staff. Their best perk is their customers. First Bank of Beloit, member FDIC.
All right, John Swanson, Don Melby, and Don and Troy go back a long ways, and Isaacson is keeping stats for us. So, Don, I'm assuming that you can read Troy's writing.
Well, I'm trying to here. Trying to read my writing. His writing's pretty good. Mine gets a little iffy.
What you got for stats?
Well, definitely dominated by the East. Total yardage, 245 for the East and 44 for the West. The West actually ended up with 0 net yards rushing because of the losses on the quarterback getting sacked. 5 first downs for the East. They've had some big plays. Only 1 for the West. Passing wise, the East, J.D. Tyson is 17 of 23 for 201 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 PATs. That's a heck for a game. That's a great total for a game, and he's done that.
I forgot to put that on the copy.
But he's got great receivers to go with that. You've got number 33, who is Carter Olson from Frankfurt, has caught 5 passes for 56 yards, 2 TDs, and a PAT. Then you go to Luiso. He's caught 4 passes for 56 yards and a TD, and Grenier has caught 4 for 66 yards. So 3 different receivers with 56 to 66 yards. Great job by them spreading the ball around to all those different weapons. So, pretty hard to look at it with the East and say, you got anything. The East also has 39 yards rushing. Number 6 has really looked good in his power rushing. They just haven't had to use him very much. He's carried the ball 10 times for 26 yards, but he hasn't broken anything, but he's done a great job in the power running a little bit. And the quarterback, Tyson, has carried it 7 times for 13 yards when he's had to. They did a little RPO to start with, and he ran a little bit, but definitely the passing game has been the key for them.
All right, so as you would expect, the stats dominated by the East. When somebody's up 28-0, they're probably going to dominate the stats.
Absolutely. And they've done a great job of keeping the ball on offense. They picked right off the bat with the coin toss to take the ball on offense, and pretty much kept it for most of that first half. And the West got a big play right there at the end. We're able to get down and go on a good return, and they just haven't been able to string anything together to keep it in their hands.
All right, tell you what, we're going to take a break. We're going to have about 10 more minutes before the second half begins. So we're going to take a break, send it back to the studios for a nice long break and some weather and another break. And we'll be back with more of the 8-man All-Star Football Games Division II game on KVSV, AM at FM Beloit, Kansas. The East leads at 28-0 at the half. We'll have more after this on KVSV. When it comes to the health of your family, trust the medical team committed to providing the best of care to North Central Kansas families. Beloit Medical Center, now offering BMC Today Walk-In Clinic. Beloit Medical Center, Beloit, Kansas. Grow your grit at Fort Hays Tech North Central. They offer on-campus programs that prepare you for everyday life. Fort Hays Tech North Central is a fully accredited college, and they take pride in their nationally ranked job placement and graduation rates. Come see what Fort Hays Tech North Central has to offer you, located in Beloit and Hays, Kansas.
Professional service, follow-up care and support, plus an all-star selection of eyewear and sunglasses to protect your eyes. Solomon Valley Vision loves serving our local communities and is proud to recognize all 8-man all-stars. Solomon Valley Vision, Osborne and Stockton.
The Wakanda Trader in Beloit, the Plains Trader in Hays, and the Hays Trader have a combined circulation of 31,000, covering northwestern and north central Kansas, plus parts of south central Nebraska. The Wakanda Trader in Beloit, the Hays Trader, and Plains Trader in Hays.
Now, even faster internet connection for your home or business, Cunningham Fiber. Congratulating all 8-man all-stars, Cunningham Fiber, Beloit, Belleville, Concordia, and Glen Elder. Connect with us. Thompson's OK Tire, your certified Firestone farm tire dealer. We're specially trained and equipped to handle all your on-farm, in-field tire repair and replacement needs. Thompson's OK Tire in Beloit.
Family is at the heart of home-owned and operated Roberts Family Funeral Service in Beloit and Cawker City, meeting the unique needs of you and your family, and proud member of our North Central Kansas community and sponsor of our youth.
Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns provide comprehensive family vision for all ages, fashion designer eyewear, and contact lens fitting. Call Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns to schedule your appointment today. In Salina, 823-6391. In Concordia, 243-4370. In Beloit, 738-4200.
The one crop insurance company you need to know, Western Ag Crop Insurance. Lindy Lindblad, your Western Ag Crop Insurance agent serving north central Kansas, with offices in Beloit, invites your call to discuss crop insurance. Western Ag Crop Insurance, the one to know, the one to call. Dr. Todd Herrenbrook and Dr. Jeff Horenick of Salina Ortho, serving north central Kansas with orthopedic sports health services. Proud of all 8-man all-star players, past and present, from Dr. Todd Herrenbrook and Dr. Jeff Horenick of Salina Ortho, 523 South Santa Fe, Salina, Kansas.
35 years in making memories of that special game or wedding. Al's Video of Belleville is your one-stop shop for all your video needs. From videoing that special event to converting VHS tapes to DVDs for a lifetime of memories, Al's Video of Belleville. Call him at 785-527-0003. A Little Hometown Shirt is the source of all your t-shirt printing and apparel needs, with free delivery in Mitchell County and surrounding areas, and personalized online school shops. A Little Hometown Shirt is here to serve you. Check out their website at alittlehomeshirt.com or find them at 301 Main Street in Cortland, or call them at 785-412-7020.
Saturday night, lows in the lower 60s. Sunday, mostly sunny, highs around 80, with north winds with gusts to around 20 miles per hour. Sunday night, lows in the mid-50s. Monday, sunny, highs in the lower 80s, with northwest winds with gusts to around 20 miles per hour. Monday night, lows in the lower 50s. Thank you for listening to KVSV Beloit AM 1190 and Stereo 102.9 The Mix. And your gold standard for music, KVSV FM 105.5. Now streaming live 24/7 at kvsvradio.com.
Here we go there, and what you going to give for them? See Mankato Livestock Incorporated for all your livestock auction needs. Their state-of-the-art sales ring keeps sales moving quickly and safely from start to finish. With a sale every Friday, Mankato Livestock Incorporated has everything you want in a modern sale barn, but with old-fashioned service. Located at 810 North Commercial in Mankato, that's Mankato Livestock Incorporated. Call them today at 785-378-3283. A full-service, true community bank, that's State Exchange Bank of Mankato, Kansas. Phil and his crew wish Rock Hills Grizzly Cooper McDill success in the 8-man All-Star game. The State Exchange Bank, located at 107 South Commercial in Mankato, open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. till 3 p.m. and Fridays, 8 to 4. C&W Farm Supply, your New Holland, Great Plains, and Gravely dealer. If you're looking for a piece of new or used farm equipment, then you've come to the right place in C&W Farm Supply in Cortland. The professionals at C&W Farm Supply can not only sell you that piece of equipment, they can provide parts and service on it too, with a service department that's second to none. Located at 518 Main Street in Cortland, call them today at 785-374-4521. Troy, Jay, and Cody at Cortland Commodities would like to wish good luck to Andy Cooper and Miles Rickard in the 8-man All-Star game. Cortland Commodities is a licensed brokerage service that assists farmers and ranchers with marketing strategies for their grain and livestock. Give Troy, Jay, or Cody a call at 785-374-4340.
Carico Implement, your John Deere dealer in Beloit, Ellsworth, and Hayes, is proud to support our area 8-man All-Star athletes in this year's 8-man All-Star Games. Rely on Carico Implement to provide the quality and service you've come to know and expect from your local John Deere dealer. Carico Implement. First Bank of Beloit, your locally owned bank for over 135 years, is committed to building strong relationships within our communities and proudly support our 8-man All-Star players, coaches, and staff. Their best perk is their customers. First Bank of Beloit, member FDIC.
When it comes to the health of your family, trust the medical team committed to providing the best of care to North Central Kansas families. Beloit Medical Center, now offering BMC Today Walk-In Clinic. Beloit Medical Center, Beloit, Kansas. Grow your grit at Fort Hays Tech North Central. They offer on-campus programs that prepare you for everyday life. Fort Hays Tech North Central is a fully accredited college, and they take pride in their nationally ranked job placement and graduation rates. Come see what Fort Hays Tech North Central has to offer you. Located in Beloit and Hays, Kansas.
Professional service, follow-up care and support, plus an all-star selection of eyewear and sunglasses to protect your eyes. Solomon Valley Vision loves serving our local communities and is proud to recognize all 8-man All-Stars. Solomon Valley Vision, Osborne and Stockton.
The Wakanda Trader in Beloit, the Plains Trader in Hays, and the Hays Trader have a combined circulation of 31,000, covering northwestern and north central Kansas, plus parts of south central Nebraska. The Wakanda Trader in Beloit, the Hays Trader, and Plains Trader in Hays. Okay, John Swanson, Don Melby, and let's go down to the sideline. David Elliott, what you got down there?
Yeah, I'll have Kyle Fender here in just a second. He's talking with his special teams unit for the West squad, but I want to talk to him here to get his thoughts before we kick off this third quarter. Obviously, we had Jeff Slater, the assistant coach for the East, just before we kicked off our halftime report, and everything's going good for the East. We'll see what Coach Fender has to say about what West is going to have to get to do to get some points up on the board. So I'll send it back to you guys for the time being, but I'll hope to catch Fender here in just a second.
Okay, all right, very good. So 28-0. I guess I can go over the scoring real quick because I didn't get a chance to do that.
Actually, John, real quick.
Oh, you got him. Coach, go ahead, go.
Obviously, everything not going so well for you guys so far. What's it going to take to turn it around here in the second half?
Hey, just one play at a time. We dug ourselves in this one play at a time. We're going to have to dig ourselves out one play at a time.
Any major halftime adjustments that you can touch on, maybe?
Just blocking and tackling better. Just
fundamentals.
Yep, fundamentals. These guys are all-stars. They're going to do the right things. We just want to get back to fundamentals and see what we can do.
One more quick question. You talk about this week real quick. Just put it in perspective.
Amazing. That's the only way to put it. The guys have been amazing. The facilities have been amazing. The food's been amazing. It's been a great week.
We'll get you here off and hopefully get some points on the board.
Thank you.
Again, that's Coach Kyle Fender from Fairfield, and we're ready for the third quarter, guys.
And the East will squib it, and it's picked up by number 20 from the West, William Cook of Buckland. And that's going to be, let's see, where are they going to have that? Not too bad a field position, Don, on that squibber.
He did a heck of a job to catch that ball and then got turned around and got back a little bit from it. But that ball was bouncing around a little bit, and it could have been a tough play to get somebody on it, but great job of fielding that up front.
Well, let's see what the West does at quarterback here. And they had Lucas Kirk at Buckland for a while, Wyatt Griffin of Victoria for a while. And it looks like they're going with Wyatt Griffin of Victoria. He'll swing it out. And a gain of a couple. You know, Victoria is one of those teams, Don, you see them every year, and Doug Oberle had another deep run in the state playoffs again this year, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He's a great coach, a great man. He really does a good job with his program. He's been very supportive of the 8-man association and doing things, you know, he doesn't always get the credit he needs, but been a great friend and a great coach for a long time.
2nd down and 7, so his quarterback is in there out of the shotgun. So they're going to go twins to the right, one to the left. Man goes in motion. Back to pass. Little swing route. It's going to gain a few. That's number 2. That's Hazen Redquist of Hodgman County. So they've got about a 2nd down. We'll call it 8 waiting for them. 28-0 East out in front of the West.
You know, you talk about the quarterback a little bit, and they're marking off penalty.
Oh, must have been. I didn't see any flags.
I didn't either.
Okay.
I looked at the West roster there, and they've got 6 quarterbacks listed, so they do have some choices.
Let's check down with David. David, did you see a penalty on that?
Illegal shift on the offense. It was a late penalty.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say we were in mid-babble and we didn't see it. So
understandable.
All right, so 2nd down at about we'll call it 13 for the West. He's got 1 receiver spread out, 2 kind of parallel to the quarterback out of the gun. He'll scramble, roll to his left, and he's going to get pursued, and they knock out the yard marker as well. But there were 3 guys. The one I noticed the most was Trenton Hart of Frankfort. He's the one that knocked out the yard marker.
Yeah. Well, and your nose guard, Braden Lawson, he's right out there with him. That boy can run, and I watched him last night at the banquet. His legs are just like tree trunks. I mean, he's a big boy.
Well, I'll tell you what, 6'2", 200 for an 8-man player is really good because, you know, you get into that 180, 200 range, you still have pretty good speed, and he's 6'2" as well.
And he might be fudging a little bit. He looks a little bigger than 200 to me.
Maybe. 3rd down at about 14. Back to pass is Griffin from Victoria. Big time pressure. Ball is on the ground. The East says they've got it.
And they do.
And they do.
Number 5.
And that is Rylan Bussing of Axtell comes up with that. A key cog in the Axtell Championships the last 4 years. And those seniors this year went undefeated. They never lost in high school.
And they brought the blitz that time, and they weren't able to pick it up on the line of scrimmage. And again, quarterback just had no chance. He was covered up. They had their lanes covered.
And the East, with their dangerous offense, takes it deep in West Territory again at the 22. Back to pass over the middle. Caught. Oh, a big hit, but there's a flag. I think there's going to be a hold there, Don.
Yeah,
that's got to be where there's a hold.
That was a big-time hit on the catch.
It's never a good sign for the offense when that flag almost hits an offensive lineman in the foot.
Yeah. You don't like to see the hankies coming towards you.
No, but I'll tell you what, that was a beautiful pass and catch over the middle.
He made a nice catch, but he paid the price for it.
And I don't know, sometimes you see why the holds were necessary, but I don't know. He got rid of it so fast, I don't know if the hold was necessary. Maybe it was, To protect your quarterback, I understand that. Sometimes they are necessary.
Well, some kind would say, and I say it in the pros, they hold every play.
Yeah.
It's just when you get caught.
Amen.
Yeah.
Don. Amen.
Yeah, that's right.
That's coming from a former lineman myself as well.
All right. On 1st down, a little shuttle pass. This is Loizo, and he breaks a tackle. He's to about the 23, so Lane Loizo of Frankfort got back a bunch of that penalty yardage.
They really had that pretty well defended. It was a great job, Loizo, to make something out of that. he evaded 3 or 4 tacklers on that little run and got back 8 out of the 10.
Yeah, pretty good. So second down at about 13. 9:14 to go in this third quarter. The East out in front, 28-0. Out of the shotgun. Pass over the middle, touchdown. Hit him right in stride, and that is Carter Olson of Frankfort. And what you got for yardage on that, Troy? 21? 21-yard pass. That is the fourth, let's see. Fifth of the day, yeah. Yeah, I miscounted. And that makes it 34-0. That's the fifth touchdown pass for J.D. Tyson of Burlingame. And that's got to be getting close to a record, doesn't it?
That's what I was going to say. It's got to be getting really close.
And that is the second touchdown pass to Olson, or third touchdown pass for catch for Olson. That's probably close to a record too. And he's got a PAT on top of that. Here's a little halfback pass, is complete to Dane Winters. And Eli Brocksterman was the one that threw the halfback pass.
I'm looking at it, and it depends on how you look at it, but the record for touchdowns scored in the game is 5.
Okay.
So if you give the quarterback credit for 5 touchdown passes, he's tied the record right now.
Right. Oh, that's good stuff. All right, tell you what, we're going to take a break. So with 8:54 to go in the third, the East continues to lead. It is 36-0. We'll take a break. We'll have more after this timeout on KVSV.
Now, even faster internet connection for your home or business, Cunningham Fiber. Congratulating all 8-man All-Stars, Cunningham Fiber, Beloit, Belleville, Concordia, and Glen Elder. Connect with us. Thompson's OK Tire, your certified Firestone farm tire dealer. We're specially trained and equipped to handle all your on-farm, in-field tire repair and replacement needs. Thompson's OK Tire in Beloit.
All right, John Swanson and Don Melby. Also with us today, Troy Isaacson on stats, and we have David Elliott roaming the sideline. Here's the boot. And into the end zone for the touchback. I'm waiting for David to corral someone. He's so quick, I haven't gotten to intro him yet. I hope to intro him at some point, Don.
Yeah. I was going to give him kudos. I kidded him before the game about just walking across the field like he owned it. And he did that at halftime, and I'm proud of him.
All right, he's down on the sideline. What you got, Dave?
You guys need to quit talking me up there. We got to talking about talking a guy up. J.D. Tyson here. I think we've got you for 5 thrown touchdowns. How about that?
Well, it's pretty easy when you got all these dudes around you.
You're a bunch of all-stars. I guess that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Talk about, I guess you kind of mentioned it there, but what has been going right? What have you been seeing? How have you been seeing the field? Pretty well, it sounds like.
Well, there's somebody open every play. Their corners can't keep up. We've got too much speed. We throw a couple underneath, and then that just opens up everything over the top.
You've kept it relatively PG, so I appreciate that there. Talk about, last question here before you talk about this week, what it's been like to be a part of this.
It's been a lot of fun meeting a lot of new guys and just the amount of competition around here because everybody's really good.
That's awesome. Hey, best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Again, that's J.D. Tyson, guys from Burlingame joining us.
All right, well, what J.D. was reacting to, Don, was after about a 7-yard gain for the West, Eli Brocksterman put a hit on that guy by the sideline, and that's what he was reacting to.
Yeah. I think he was glad that was somebody else besides him.
And I heard him say, bam.
Yeah.
That's what I heard, bam.
Yes.
Second down and 3. Man goes in motion. That's Gentry McKee of Colony Crest. Ball on the ground. I think the West covered it up. They did. But I tell you what, who dove in there? I bet you that was Brocksterman. Yeah, that was Brocksterman that dove in and just about got it.
Man, he was like out of a cannon off that side.
He is really roaming right now, isn't he?
He hit the quarterback right as he was trying to pitch. The quarterback had no choice. He had to pitch that ball now or he was going to get blasted, and he just blew it up right at the point of attack.
Third down, we'll call it 3. The West needs to get to the 25-yard line for a first down. 8:41 to go in this third quarter. All East in this one, 36-0. We'll have the Division I game coming up after this one. Back to pass. Got a man complete, but he slipped a little bit. The defender, Brocksterman, was right there. Maybe that's what's helped him slip. I don't know. But Kyler Murphy caught that pass, and he slipped a little bit. But I tell you what, Brocksterman was right there. And, boy, that's what you love, those backers that can go side to side like that. You know, the Chiefs have Nick Bolton that is so good at just going from side to side.
Yeah, and it's just they're everywhere, and they're sure tacklers. They're getting to where they're supposed to be. Their coverage is good. Their pursuit is good. This is a big time for the West. You know, it's their backs are against the wall. It's 4th and 4. But, man, if you don't get this, you give them the ball inside the 30-yard line, like a 23 or 4-yard line again, and that's almost getting there. It's a tough spot for a coach to make this game.
It is. Tell you what, we're going to keep it right here on the break. I'm going to get David in on this. Hey, Dave, I tell you what, we were just talking about Eli Brocksterman, and man, oh man, he's a linebacker that really gets from side of the field to side of the field.
Well, he's from Axtell, that being the first thing, obviously. No, and I did want to mention this, not to talk about myself, but I actually had the opportunity back in the fall to call both of the 8-man Division I and Division II state championships down there in Greensburg at Kiowa County High School, and got to see, obviously, Axtell, Victoria, Hoxie, and Central Plains all up close. And wow. Yeah, those Axtell kids are everything as advertised, for sure.
And when you get 3 of them on your squad, that's something, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. And again, just a stat that is crazy. Don mentioned it earlier. They never lost a game, not only in their high school career, junior high, but even back to like Pop Warner, just way back, even never lost a single game. So. That's just good. Crazy.
That's good stuff. It's hard to imagine, but yeah. All right, so the West will have it here, and they're looking at a 4th down and about 3, and it looks like they're going for it. The handoff. Oh, they've got some running room, and he'll get a first down. That's number 11, Ryland Price of Dighton. You know, he hasn't carried the ball all that much, but when he has, Don, he's packed a little bit of a punch.
That was a great job right there. They needed that. They needed to move those sticks. Made a nice block up front on their line of scrimmage, got him a crease. He's got his shoulders down. He knew where he needed to get to, and he got it plus a yard or 2. Great job for them. They got to build on that now.
Yeah, absolutely. You're just looking, you got to string some stuff together. Keep the defense off the field. Get a little confidence going. I mean, who knows? It's 36-0, but who knows? Get some things going, get a touchdown, and take your chances. Here's the pitch from Kirk to Ryland Price. This time he goes outside, and there's a flag down, and that was on the way to the sideline, so that doesn't look good for the West, does it?
That's not a good sign, and you know, it just impresses me, the pursuit of the goal defense. You look at that, and they got some guys staying home on the backside, but on the side of the ball, they got 4 or 5 guys around that ball every time at the end of the play.
Right. All right, so I didn't see it. Was it a hold?
It was a hold.
Yeah, I didn't see the indication, but I was assuming it was. And like I said, that path, that flag kind of led a path to the sideline where the play went. So,
well, they got to do something. If you don't hold,
yeah,
you're getting so much pressure.
I know it.
I mean, the athletes on the East are just forcing them to do some things, and you got to protect your guys.
All right, so first down, and we'll call it 20. The West with the ball at the 18-yard line, trailing 36-0. The quarterback, Lucas Kirk of Buckland. Low snap, but he'll get it, cut back, and just be swarmed by a couple of players. No surprise, Eli Brocksterman was one of them from Axtell. Also saw Trent Harden of Frankfort in there, too.
And just textbook, but I tell you what, Timmy Roberts made that play because he came across on that left defensive end and got outside, kept his leverage, made the quarterback stop and try to turn back inside, and then the 2 guys there were to clean it up. Just textbook defense right there.
Yeah, well, Burlingame has 4 players here. Axtell has 3. Frankfort has 3 as well. And then you've got a couple from Osborne, a couple from Pike Valley. And you put it all together, makes a pretty good pizza, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Second down at about 25. Handoff straight up the gut. And I believe that was Ryland Price again from Dighton. It is. I like the way he runs the ball. He's very, very low to the ground.
Yeah.
Pretty compact.
Yep. But again, they're corralling him. He's making 2 or 3 yards. They're tough yards, but he's making some yards.
Yeah.
But now they're looking at third and long.
And you've been fighting the field position battle too, because if you don't convert, and you're somewhere around your 20 or something like that, then the East is going to have another good field position and they can strike.
Yeah, if they get a stop here, even with the punt, they're going to have.
They're going to be, they're probably going to be maybe somewhere around the 30, 35. Who knows?
Yep.
But I would think they would be in the opponent's territory. All right, let's see what they do here on third down. Faked a handoff and kept it, and the East all over that for another loss, and that'll bring it back to about the 13. So the West right now just can't get anything going.
And there you go. There's 4 East defenders in the backfield.
Yeah.
They stay in their lanes. They cover up. They don't miss tackles. They're just dominating right now. And, as a coach, it's really hard if you're on that West squad to keep your heads up.
Yes, it is. Here's the punt. Left-handed boot for Rhett Katz of Logan. Takes an east bounce, and again, they're going to have it at about the 32. So, pretty good field position. You're already up 36-0.
You'd like to say there's some magic, but I've always said if you could figure out a way to get those kids' heads back up when they're on the bottom side of a game like this, you could retire wherever you wanted to retire. It's just so hard to keep telling them, and like they said at halftime, one play at a time, but it's still really hard.
Out of the gun, handoff straight ahead. That looks like Miles Rickard from the helmet. And it is. I can spot that Pike Valley helmet. What screws me up, Don, is here, if they put on other guys' decals, then that messes me up. But that blue, I know that Pike Valley helmet.
Camouflage a little bit.
Yeah, because when I was talking to those guys, Rickard's got somebody else's decal on the other side of his helmet. But I thought, I know that's a Pike Valley helmet, and he turned his head, and
But I look around, and I think we're the only ones that have that blue helmet.
Yeah. It is. Here's the handoff again. This is Rickard. And he's going to be out at about the 20. And Don, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Miles' fingers that got stepped on by a horse aren't hurting him at all.
Yeah, well, unfortunately that's going to come back.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, Zach Oswald from Lebo really was making a nice block driving his feet, but he had his arm around that defender out there, and he was kind of in the wide open, so it was pretty easy to see.
And we also have a holding. That one will be.
Okay, so by the time they mark off that hold, probably going to be about 17 yards to go, something like that.
Yep.
John, real quick before the next play.
Go for it.
Gage Seifert, I hope I'm saying that right, from Osborne Bulldogs, joining us here. Obviously, we've made a lot about the scoring on the scoreboard for you guys, but defense is pitching a shutout to this point as well.
Yeah, we've been doing pretty good. We've been going hard. Our D-line, they can't stop it. Our linebackers, just as good. We're good all the way around.
Good stuff. Talk about this week, what it's meant to be a part of this event.
Oh, it's been a really fun week. We've been busy. 2 practices a day. Tiring, but it's worth it at the end because we got to do this.
It's the last time to strap them up. So, it's tiring, but I'm sure it'll be really rewarding to look back on.
Oh, yeah, it's worth it. Right now, it's just so much fun being able to come out one last time, play with my high school teammate Dalton Garman, and play ball.
And, again, friends, I'm sure, for many years to come as well.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Down here on the sideline, guys.
All right, thank you very much. There's one of your guys, Don, Gage Seafried, I guess one of Osborne's guys, Gage Seafried. I get the Osborne guys and the Pike Valley guys mixed up sometimes because I interviewed them all at the same time. they knew each other very well, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think they had fun playing with each other.
Yes.
You know, like they mentioned before, you play against them all the time, and getting to play with them, you get to see a different side.
There was an incomplete pass while we were away. Pretty good coverage by the West. They had a couple of guys around the ball. Back to pass again is Tyson. And he's going to get hit from behind, but doesn't go down, stays on his feet. Man, it took at least two guys to bring him down, and he ends up gaining a few yards. Got back to the to make it about a 4th down at about 10 here.
And, you know, even the incompletion, he put it in a place where the guy it would have been a great catch. And he got his hands on it. It's about the first time you've seen one of those receivers not make that catch. They've made some really nice catches out there.
So 4th down and 10 here for the East at the 32-yard line, and they really have nothing to lose, being up 36-0, and they'll go deep. Good time in the pocket. Got a man out there. Touchdown. Touchdown from 32 yards, and that is Jaden Grenier of Marmonton Valley. Second time they've hooked up. 6 touchdown passes for J.D. Tyson of Burlingame.
And you got to credit there with the offensive line. They gave him all day long.
Yes.
And as a defender, to have to cover receivers for that long, they're able to get downfield and get into open space. It's just almost impossible with all-star people at this level to cover somebody that long. But they gave him all day to throw that ball.
So with 3:14 to go in the third, that makes it 42-0 East. 6 touchdown passes for J.D. Tyson of Burlingame. And that one was the second touchdown catch for Jaden Grenier of Marmonton Valley. Rickard, they had a hold of his jersey. His jersey got stretched down to about his ankles, and he comes up just a little bit short.
Yeah, he made a really good effort to try and get in there and reached out with the ball and just came up short, but a great effort. And, you know, nothing lost. They're in total control of this game right now.
All right, 42-0 East. We'll take a break. More 8-man All-Star football on KVSV, AM and FM in Beloit, Kansas after this timeout.
Family is at the heart of home-owned and operated Roberts Family Funeral Service in Beloit and Cawker City, meeting the unique needs of you and your family, and proud member of our North Central Kansas community and sponsor of our youth.
Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns provide comprehensive family vision for all ages, fashion designer eyewear, and contact lens fitting. Call Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns to schedule your appointment today. In Salina, 823-6391. In Concordia, 243-4370. In Beloit, 738-4200.
All right, John and Don back at the Kansas 8-man All-Star football games. And I tell you what, the East leading by the score of 42-0, 6 touchdown passes for J.D. Tyson of Burlingame. 6 touchdown passes today.
He's 17 of 28 for 265 yards, 6 touchdowns and a PAT.
Wow.
But give some credit to those receivers, too.
Yeah,
I mean, he's throwing a nice ball, but those receivers are doing a great job of getting open. They're catching the ball when it's close to them. They got a lot of weapons on that offense.
Well, the passes, the passes have been right on. The one I was impressed with was in this end zone, Carter Olson caught that one. It was up around just above his head, but he went up and caught that with his hands like a receiver should, and brought it down like no problem. That's not that easy of a catch.
It's not.
But he's an experienced receiver, and here's the kickoff. This is George Lincoln Schaefer of Greeley County. I'll get the right guy sooner or later. And he's going to be out to about the 31, so not a bad return for the West. He caught that on about the 1 or 2.
And, you hate to say it, but that's about as good a field position as they've had the whole game. They just, right before half, they got that big return and had.
That's right.
Then you only have 6 seconds to work with, so you're,
right.
But, yeah, they got a great return out of that.
I'm trying to remember, have they been past midfield?
I don't think so. Well, maybe on that return before half.
On that return, let's see if David remembers. Here's the pass on the side. It's complete. That's Redquist, and he is popped there. And that was Broxerman again, I think. Hey, David, do you remember, has the West been cross midfield? Did they on that one return?
Yeah, I was going to say to Don's point, I think that's the only time that I can recall.
But that's all I can remember. It hasn't been much. So they have to. You told me that Andy Cooper had told you that he felt real good about his defense. Well, I see why, because they have just, they really haven't even bent.
Yeah.
You talk about bend and not breaking. I don't know that they've even bent much.
And I'll tell you what, Hazen Ridquist paid the price that time, and he's feeling it on the sidelines.
Second down and 10. Out of the gun. The handoff. Kind of a late handoff there. Quarterback in there is Wyatt Griffin of Victoria. And I don't think the back got back to the line of scrimmage, did he? Maybe he did.
He's close.
Yeah.
But all yellow jerseys around him. Where do you go?
Yeah, what do you do? Third down and 9. East leading, 2:01 to go third quarter. 42-0 is our score. And this is Griffin of Victoria will get it out there to Lincoln Schaefer of Greeley County. That'll be a first down. Yep. So there's a little bit of a building block here on this drive.
That was a really nice throw and catch that time. Good coverage.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't say that he was wide open. You had good coverage on the pass, but he put it right where it needed to be. Made a nice catch, stretched out, caught it in his hands. Good play for the East, or the West.
The 8-man one game is coming up.
And they're across midfield this time.
They are. Yep, there you go. They'll have it at the 37-yard line. So it'll be first down and 10 from the 37-yard line of the East. So that, by the way, that 6 touchdown passes ties the record. We talked about, if it counts for total touchdowns and that sort of thing, but there's a gain of about 5. But the most touchdown passes, 6 for Dustin Rottinghouse of Baileyville. And I remember him. I remember Gunnar Phelan of Quivira Heights threw 6. Those go back to 2014 and 2011, and now J.D. Tyson has 6 touchdown passes in this one.
And, you'd think he might have the yardage, too, but their field position's been so good.
True.
He's got a lot of yards, but he doesn't have the 400 yards that some of those guys had going down the length of the field.
Back to pass. Griffin. Pretty good defensive play there by number 2, Dalton Garman of the East, where he's running with that receiver and gets the hand out. That's when you worry what he does with that other hand around the back, but he did not interfere and got that hand out and knocked it away.
Yeah, good defensive play right there.
That's a tough
good
play.
Good throw. I mean, he put the throw where it needed to be, just well defended.
All right, so you had third down at about 5. Back to pass. Griffin lobs one out there. Incomplete. He wanted number 88, Caleb Sparks of Logan. And pretty good coverage there that time. And that was Garman again.
Yeah, they got tied up a little bit there.
Or was that that might have been McKee of Colony Crest back there.
They let him play a little bit. It looked like he tried to go across the middle and he got tied up, ran into the defender a little bit. And then by the time he turned around and got the ball was over his head and he couldn't get to it.
So 4th down at about 5. Hey, David Elliott, what's your 4th and 5 call here, buddy?
Oh, my goodness. Maybe fake and run it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe even
this East defense has just been swarming. All right, let's see what they do. Out of the gun, one back in there. One receiver to the right, one to the left. Tries to avoid him. Does number 9. That's Kyler Murphy of Norwich. And they're going to We're going to turn it over on downs.
They were not fooled at all. The first guy got there and slowed it up, wasn't able to make the tackle on his own, but by the time he slowed him up that much, he had two teammates right there, and the running back never had a chance.
He did. All right, so. First and 10 East, yeah.
They're only 41 yards away. That might be some of the worst position they've been in all game. The East has just been in that end of the field the whole game.
Yeah, it seems like we're always talking about their starting a possession in the other team's territory. 44 seconds to go in the third. It is 42-0 in favor of the East. Fake it to Loiza. Quarterback will keep it. And J.D. Tyson going to be all the way down to the 6-yard line. How do you like that? Wow, what a play.
What an athlete. I mean, he made a couple guys miss right off the bat, and then great speed getting down the field. Used a stiff arm to keep the defense off of him. And
well, you know he can run because of how mobile he is when he's throwing, and he seems to be able to throw the ball on the run pretty well. But he's had such good protection, he hasn't had to, and he just hasn't had to run. But that time he broke a tackle or two on his way to the 6-yard line.
Well, they got to give him a little rushing yards,
Right. Spread it out a little bit, right? All right. First and goal from the 6. Back to pass. Looking. Sidearms one in the end zone. Oh, and Grenier, it got tipped. And Grenier came close to getting it, but that would have been tough to get the ball after the tip.
Yeah, that was hard. That was pretty well defended. I'm not sure if he pulled that down and cut back, he might have been able to run into the end zone for a TD, but made the choice to try and throw it.
And that's the end of 3 quarters. So 42-0 East is our score after 3. We'll take a break. We'll have more after this timeout on KVSV.
Thank you.
The one crop insurance company you need to know, Western Ag Crop Insurance. Lindy Lindblad, your Western Ag Crop Insurance agent serving North Central Kansas. With offices in Beloit, invites your call to discuss crop insurance. Western Ag Crop Insurance, the one to know, the one to call. Dr. Todd Herrenbrook and Dr. Jeff Horenick of Salina Ortho, serving North Central Kansas with orthopedic sports health services. Proud of all 8-man All-Star players, past and present, from Dr. Todd Herrenbrook and Dr. Jeff Horenick of Salina Ortho, 523 South Santa Fe, Salina, Kansas.
35 years in making memories of that special game or wedding. Al's Video of Belleville is your one-stop shop for all your video needs. From videoing that special event to converting VHS tapes to DVDs for a lifetime of memories, Al's Video of Belleville. Call him at 785-527-0003. A Little Hometown Shirt is the source of all your t-shirt printing and apparel needs. With free delivery in Mitchell County and surrounding areas and personalized online school shops, A Little Hometown Shirt is here to serve you. Check out their website at alittlehomeshirt.com or find them at 301 Main Street in Cortland or call them at 785-412-7020.
All right, John and Don back at the 8-man All-Star football games. We talked about this during the week, and we talked about it on the pregame show. Max McCunis, the head coach of the East 2, Don, his wife helps break down film for him and rates his linemen. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't think there have been too many bad blocks today, have there?
No.
Here's the pass, incomplete at the cone.
I was having a thought while we had a break there. I wonder if those Axtell players even know what a close game is. Their state championships have been blowouts.
Yes.
Frankfurt, I think, gave them a decent game this year, but everything has just been, easy like this, big scores and that. And they're just used to it.
Right.
That's what they expect.
Right. It is 42-0, and we've been informed that this game will not finish. There is no 45-point rule, but once 45 points would be established, they would run the clock. So if the East would score here, they would run the clock, but there is no 45-point rule. Here's a pass. This could be, nope, not quite. I thought this maybe could be number 7, but that was a good defensive play. That was Dean Winters of Burlingame that caught that ball.
Yeah, Ryland Koyman made a really nice tackle right there. He was in stride with him, made the tackle, got him on the ground for very little gain, if any.
Well, it's pretty easy to say I'm impressed with J.D. Tyson, but I think the thing I like about him is he's had a lot of time, obviously, but even when he's on the run, he's just pretty pinpoint for the most part. Hasn't missed too many passes.
Very accurate.
And I'm spoiled with Mahomes, but I love that sidearm throw every now and then. I don't know why, but not too many guys, because the sidearm will tend to rise on you when you throw it. And but he says, Mahomes says that the reason he can do it is because he played baseball and made that play from short to second.
Yeah.
4th down and 5, and
they delay a game.
Delay a game on the East.
They had a little trouble getting lined up. I know Zach Oswald from Lebo was questioning the quarterback about something, whether it was a lineup or where the play was going. We'll see if that hurts him or if that just makes another 5 yards on the scoring play.
Right. So 4th down. Here's the pass from Tyson. Guns it over the middle, and there's touchdown number 7. How do you like that? And that's Dane Winters of Burlingame. So that will set a new record. 7 touchdown passes for J.D. Tyson of Burlingame. The old record was 6, set in 2014 and 2011. I guess all records are made to be broken,
yes,
Don.
Yes, they are. There are no records that are unbreakable.
So that makes it 48-0. And now for the 2-point conversion. The pitch to Loizo, and he will walk in.
Yeah, you can just see the spirit of the West team is, if not broken, it's really badly bent. It's tough when you're in that position.
Yes.
And they're just getting it done. And, I liked what J.D. Tyson said in his interview on the sidelines. He was giving credit to his linemen for giving him time and what the kind of weapons were that he's throwing the ball to. And, he's not sitting there saying, wow, I'm great, aren't I? He said, I got great players to play with, great weapons, and everything's falling into place.
Yeah. And they are loaded. Well, and it's not just offense, too. We've talked about him and we've talked about the receivers, but, that defense is just not giving West any breaks whatsoever.
No, they've dominated on both sides of the ball. And, I know J.D. Tyson will get credit for that record, but there's a lot of people to be thankful for and go with that. So, and I know he knows that, and it's just a credit to that team. They've just been dominant. Line of scrimmage, receivers, tacklers.
Right. Hey, Dave. On the sideline?
Yes, sir.
Earlier I was going to see what you thought of my analysis. I said, you got all those Burlingame kids, all those Axtell kids. You throw in Osborne and Pike Valley, and that makes a pretty good pizza, doesn't it?
Exactly. And I just had a brief conversation actually with Coach Slater. He called me over and asked something about a record because he was hearing that too, and so I confirmed. And yeah, that's pretty cool to, again, not only him being the head coach at Burlingame and assistant coach here today, but his kid break that as well.
All right, here's the kickoff taken by Lincoln Schaefer of Greeley County. Pretty good kick coverage. And let me ask you this, Don. Obviously, you've coached in this game many times, too. I always like to ask the coaches, since in a short week, and especially when it's just Tuesday to Saturday as opposed to Sunday to Saturday like it used to be, you have to be pretty economical with your special teams practice. It's hard to get a lot of special teams practice in, isn't it?
It is, but you look at the athletes that you're going and how smart they are.
Right.
And it, special teams, offense, defense, they pick it up so fast. Maybe a little different than what they're used to, but they're smart, they're athletic, and let's be honest, a lot of times those athletes make us coaches look a little better than maybe we are.
Now it comes out. Yeah, there you go. All right, 1st and 10, and we will be going with a running clock here with the 50-point lead for the East. Back to pass. It's a backwards pass. Flea flicker in the air and almost intercepted by Dalton Garment of Osborne. He wanted that in the worst way. The receiver downfield was Kyler Murphy of Norwich.
He really put an effort on that. He got the ball batted up in the air, just wasn't able to get to it in time before it hit the ground. But great defense again by Dalton Garment. He's been solid all day long,
John,
as have they all.
All right, go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, real quick. I got down here on the sideline, got Miles Rickard from Pike Valley talking about the nice blue helmet that you guys sport. Of course, Coach Melby loves that.
Yeah, Mr. Melby up there, he always rep Pike Valley.
Absolutely. Hey, obviously, things are going your way. Going to get the win here this morning or this afternoon. Talk about how this has been.
I mean, this week's been great. The kids we've been playing with are great. I mean, they're not really kids, they're grown men, but great group of kids. I mean, we kind of bonded brothership here. It's been great. Couldn't ask for anything better. I mean, weather's been pretty good. It's a little warm today, but other than that, it's been great.
There's been hotter, I'll tell you that for sure. But obviously, what's been working for this team for you guys to have this big lead?
I mean, I don't know what it is today, but we keep converting on 4th down and long, so I guess we keep doing it and just letting it fly.
Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And that's Miles Rickard down here on the sideline.
And while we were away, that was a pretty good pass because the quarterback just got leveled by Trent Harden of Frankfurt, but he was able to get Caleb Sparks open, and he's going to have a first down.
Yep. Good pass, good throw, but he paid the price.
He did.
He ended up with 2 guys on top of him. He just had that pressure all day long.
So let me ask you this, Coach. You're in an all-star situation. You're down 50-0. At this point, a little pride on the line. You'd like to get some positive things. You'd sure like to score, wouldn't you?
You'd like to score, and if you're on the other side,
you'd want to shut out. Yeah.
Being a defense, you really want to pitch that shutout.
True.
You don't want to give it up.
This is Wyatt Griffin of Victoria, incomplete. And that had a couple of patterns in it. It had a short one across the middle, and then it had Schaefer was going deep along the sideline.
Yeah, Trent Harden from Frankfurt hit him right as he let go of the ball. He came free from that right defensive end and got to the quarterback in a pretty good hurry.
So we've got 2nd down and 10. 7:01 and counting in this 4th quarter of play. 50-0 in favor of the East. Handoff. And that is going to be number 11, Ryland Price of Dighton. You're right. These kids are, so talented. And I loved what Miles Mencha said, being an 8-man kid playing at Hayes and ending up an All-American. He said, it's adaptability. He said, in life, you guys are going to know what to do because you played 8-man football and you played different positions. So it's not that big a deal.
And in all reality, a lot of these kids today are playing in positions that they did not play in high school.
Yep. And that's kind of the voting, how the voting goes. Got a really good kid here. He's a great athlete. Well, can he be a center? Sure. Straight ahead, and that is Ryland Price of Dighton, short gain.
Yeah, he met Braden Lawson, and he's not going to win that one, I don't think.
No. 4th down and 12. I'm not so sure, Don. I was looking at kids this year, like I always do, and I thought I saw a few that I thought they looked bigger in person in their street clothes than in pads.
Yep.
I know the Brokish kid for Sylvan that will play in the 2nd game. I just thought he was huge and, without any pads on. I don't know if that's going to be a fumble or an incomplete pass. What are they going to say?
I think it's a fumble. I don't think he got his arm going forward. They were able to cover it up. Ryland Price got back there and got on top of the ball.
Yeah, but it's a fumble and a loss. And it's also going to turn the ball over on downs.
Just don't have any answers on the west side right now. And, it's tough. And those kids are going to hurt a little bit. But I hope by the same token that they've had a good time this week and come away with some positives out of this.
Well, at this point, if you're the East, do you run the football? It looks like that's what they're going to do. And that is Rickard of Pike Valley. I tell you what, he did a good job of...
Got a hold.
Oh, there was a hold. I was going to say, Miles did a good job of getting a few more yards by touching his hand on the ground and not his knee, but it goes for naught.
Yeah, he made a nice cut there, and he might have slipped again a little bit, but he got his hand down and got turned the corner.
Right.
Made it go a little bit, but I saw the guy throw the hanky and grab his arm and say that's a hold, and all for naught.
All right, so you got first down and goal from the 19. Or I take that back. They've got first down and 19, but it's not. They don't have that first and goal. There's the pass. Doesn't matter. Into the end zone for touchdown number 8. Touchdown pass number 8. This one is to Landon Sump of Blue Valley. And J.D. Tyson has 8 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Just amazing how he put it right on him again. And the receivers are doing a great job of getting open. They're catching the ball when it's thrown to them. It's just super execution by the offense on the east side.
And that makes it 56-0 with 3:22 to go in the ball game. Here's the pitch. Rickard, did he get in? Yeah, he did. I thought he was going to make it over the cone. When he lowered his head, I thought he's going to get over the cone, and he did.
Yeah, put his head down. He knows where he needs to get to. He didn't have to reach that one out.
Rickard of Pike Valley makes it 58-0 in favor of the East. We're going to take a break. And we'll have more in just a moment on KVSV after this timeout. Here we go there, and what you going to give for them? See Mankato Livestock Incorporated for all your livestock auction needs. Their state-of-the-art sales ring keeps sales moving quickly and safely from start to finish. With a sale every Friday, Mankato Livestock Incorporated has everything you want in a modern sale barn, but with old-fashioned service. Located at 810 North Commercial in Mankato, that's Mankato Livestock Incorporated. Call them today at 785-378-3283. A full-service, true community bank, that's State Exchange Bank of Mankato, Kansas. Phil and his crew wish Rock Hills Grizzly Cooper McDill success in the 8-man All-Star game. The State Exchange Bank, located at 107 South Commercial in Mankato, open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. till 3 p.m., and Fridays, 8 to 4. All right, John Swanson, Don Melby. Also, Troy Isaacson with us today. David Elliott down on the sideline. Getting ready for the kickoff. 3:22 to go in the ball game. 58-0 East. And a new record of touchdown passes. The old record was 6. The new record is 8 by J.D. Tyson of Burlingame. Pretty good return back to about the 23. I think that's Lincoln Schaefer of Greeley County. Oh, no, wait a second. It is not. It is Kyler Murphy. Schaefer had been back there, but that time it was Kyler Murphy.
And they're still playing hard.
They are.
You look at them, and they're running hard, playing hard, and that's a credit to them as the kind of kids they are, the kind of athletes they are. They know they're going to not get a win here, that things have gone not good for them, but their heads are up. They're trying to play what they can, do what they can, and going hard.
All right, so the West will go at it again here. And they would like to somehow get a score up in this one if they could. Little swing pass out in the flat to Hazen Ridquist of Hodgman County.
Number 15, Lucas Kirk finds number 2.
And just good coverage again. They got players out there. The first guy was able to make him miss, but then there's another one right behind him covering up where they're at. Their defense has been really, really solid.
We'll mention, too, that the East, the Gold Squad, the Most Inspirational Player Award, the Jerry Slayton Award, went to Andrew Conradi of Lebo. And on the West, it was Jeb Miller of Victoria. So congratulations to those guys. Couple yards. I always as MC of that event, I always make Don talk about his old friend Jerry Slayton and why the most inspirational player was named after him.
Yeah, you look over here to the southwest corner of the field, and you just look for that chair with Jerry sitting in it with his big white beard, and say Santa Claus is here.
We ought to put 2 chairs there. Put Hoover and Slayton on them.
Yep.
A minute 13 to go.
The Royals have their Buck O'Neill seat. We could have the
Jerry Slayton seat. That's not a bad idea. You have some pull, Don. 3rd down and 4.
I don't know. I got a sign on my desk that says looking for somebody with authority. I got about as little as anybody.
That was intended for Caleb Sparks, and it'll be incomplete and be a 4th down at about 4 with 47 seconds to go, and it's 58-0 in favor of the East. Well, I'll tell you what, we talked about that record, and we'll talk more about it in the postgame, but it had stood since 2014. Dustin Rottinghouse of Baileyville B&B had 6 touchdown passes. Gunnar Phelan of Carrera Heights in 2011. So it had hung around since 2011. It got tied once, but it is broken today by 2 more than the record. 8 touchdown passes for J.D. Tyson of Burlingame. And there's a throw down the middle, incomplete. The East Gentry McKee of Colony Crest tried to run it down. And that is your ball game, my friends. So the final score is going to be the East 58 and the West nothing. All right, tell you what, we're gonna keep it here for just a second. I know David is hunting some interviews down. Tell you what, let's do. Let's take a break first and let David round up some people. The score is 58-0. We'll take a break and we'll have more in just a moment. 8-man All-Star coverage on KVSV.
C&W Farm Supply, your New Holland, Great Plains, and Gravely dealer. If you're looking for a piece of new or used farm equipment, then you've come to the right place in C&W Farm Supply in Cortland. The professionals at C&W Farm Supply can not only sell you that piece of equipment, they can provide parts and service on it too, with a service department that's second to none. Located at 518 Main Street in Cortland, call them today at 785-374-4521. Troy, Jay, and Cody at Cortland Commodities would like to wish good luck to Andy Cooper and Miles Rickard in the 8-man All-Star game. Cortland Commodities is a licensed brokerage service that assists farmers and ranchers with marketing strategies for their grain and livestock. Give Troy, Jay, or Cody a call at 785-374-4340.
Carico Implement, your John Deere dealer in Beloit, Ellsworth, and Hayes, is proud to support our area 8-man All-Star athletes in this year's 8-man All-Star Games. Rely on Carico Implement to provide the quality and service you've come to know and expect from your local John Deere dealer. Carico Implement. First Bank of Beloit, your locally owned bank for over 135 years, is committed to building strong relationships within our communities and proudly support our 8-man All-Star players, coaches, and staff. Their best perk is their customers. First Bank of Beloit, member FDIC.
When it comes to the health of your family, trust the medical team committed to providing the best of care to North Central Kansas families. Beloit Medical Center, now offering BMC Today Walk-In Clinic. Beloit Medical Center, Beloit, Kansas. Grow your grit at Fort Hays Tech North Central. They offer on-campus programs that prepare you for everyday life. Fort Hays Tech North Central is a fully accredited college, and they take pride in their nationally ranked job placement and graduation rates. Come see what Fort Hays Tech North Central has to offer you. Located in Beloit and Hays, Kansas.
Professional service, follow-up care and support, plus an all-star selection of eyewear and sunglasses to protect your eyes. Solomon Valley Vision loves serving our local communities and is proud to recognize all 8-man All-Stars. Solomon Valley Vision, Osborne and Stockton.
The Wakanda Trader in Beloit, the Plains Trader in Hays, and the Hays Trader have a combined circulation of 31,000, covering northwestern and north central Kansas, plus parts of south central Nebraska. The Wakanda Trader in Beloit, the Hays Trader, and Plains Trader in Hays.
Yep.
No interceptions.
No.
All right, John Swanson, Don Melby. Also, Troy Isaacson is with us, and of course we have David Elliott, and David is going to be probably trying to get Max McCunis here after Max gets done talking to his kids. And unfortunately, Don, that's kind of the way sports goes sometimes. The speech that Trevor Powell given his kids is probably a little different than the speech Max McCunis has given his kids.
And a lot tougher to deliver. But, he's telling them there's no shame in this. There's no, you go out, you do your best, you play hard. They didn't let their heads down. I was really impressed with the fact that, sometimes you can really see the heads down and not. I didn't see that with the West team. I thought their heads were up. They were just overmatched today and got kind of dominated by the East. Got hit often and early, and then it just kept coming, and they were never able to really get anything going to get back in it. But stayed in it and going, and it'll be tougher, but they're still going to have those friends that they made all week, and hopefully had a good time here this week.
Well, for the East too, it's simple. The combination of a very good quarterback and lots of weapons, and a very stingy defense. That defense swarmed. And how many times did you see one guy tackle a guy? Not very often.
Not very often.
And that is success. That breeds success when you swarm to the ball. I don't know. I talk about that with Coach Gober of Beloit High all the time. Swarm to the ball, string the play out, tackle them with more than one guy.
Yep. Yeah, it was an exhibition tonight or today, and I guess it isn't night yet, but they performed their jobs. They did what they were doing. They executed the game plan. They obviously had a good game plan, and it just made it. They made it look easy, and I'm sure it wasn't as easy as what it looked like, but. It's really fun as a coach when your team goes out and executes the plan that you put together and plays a game like this. And on the other side of it, the game plan just didn't work. And we talked about it a little bit last night. It's not always the X's and O's, it's the Jimmies and Joes. And obviously today, that East squad had the Jimmies and Joes that just dominated the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, if we look at the scoring a little bit, 8 touchdown passes for J.D. Tyson. That sets the record. A 45-yard pass to Carter Olson started the scoring. 6-0 East. In the second quarter then, a 17-yard touchdown pass to Lane Loizo of Frankfurt. That made it 12-0. Jaden Grenier, the third receiver to get in on the act. He caught a touchdown pass from 25 yards from J.D. Tyson of Burlingame. Then a 7-yard touchdown pass a little bit later to Carter Olson of Frankfurt. That was his second of the day and touchdown number 4. That made it 28-0 at the half. And Carter Olson got another one then, his third, a 26-yard pass in the third quarter. Jaden, the kid from Marmaton Valley, Jaden Grenier, got another touchdown pass to make it 42-0. And then Dane Winters of Burlingame, Tyson's teammate, was the 7th touchdown of the day, and the 8th touchdown of the day was Landon Sump of Blue Valley. So 5 different receivers, Don, 8 touchdown passes, and a stingy defense for the East too, and that was the ball game.
Yeah, just so many weapons. When you've got it all like that, you can't key on anybody. They threw it to different people all the time, and they all made good catches. They all got open. It was just an exhibition of talent on that side. And you got to give him credit. J.D. Tyson was on the money almost. I don't remember a pass that he made that wasn't very close to the receiver and wouldn't have a chance. I didn't see him throw anything away. Sometimes your quarterback, you want him to just throw the ball away when there's nothing there. When they had good defense on his receivers, he still found a way to throw the ball in there and trust his receivers to make that catch and make the play for him.
All right, so David Elliott will be getting an interview here shortly, and looks like you're getting close there, Dave.
Yeah, we're getting close. We're getting some pictures. I'll go ahead and grab Max. Max, we're ready for you. We're live. It'll be just a couple seconds. Max, yeah, absolutely. Max McCunis, Marvinton Valley head coach, of course, the head coach for the Victoria East squad here today. Well, beginning to end, everything went your way.
Yeah, it did. I mean, we knew that we had a really, really talented squad, and these guys were loose and free throughout the week. They came together as a unit, really started to become friends with each other, and, they believed in the vision we had for them, and they executed the game plan, and sometimes those things happen when you're able to do that.
What's it like being a part of this, not only today, but this event as a whole?
I love being down here coaching the 8-man All-Star game, seeing how some of the best players in the state go to work, watching these kids grow as friends and getting to learn from other coaches. There's no other experience like it.
And talk about, I guess, how this goes forward from now. I think you mentioned it there in your post-game huddle as far as friendships were made this week that should last a lifetime.
Yeah, I think so. I think these guys have made some lifelong friends. I know I've definitely got close friendships with my assistant coaches and met some other coaches along the week as well. So that's just what this game does for people.
Thanks for the time. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's head coach Max McGuinness from Marvinton Valley in the East, and I'll run over to the other end of the field and try to grab head coach Trevor Powell from Buckland here in just a second.
All right, tell you what's new. Let's take another break, and when we come back, we'll try to get that interview. We'll also do some more stats. We'll take a break. We'll have more on the post-game show. East wins it by the score of 58-0 over the West 2, and we'll have more after this 2-minute timeout on KVSV.
Now, even faster internet connection for your home or business, Cunningham Fiber. Congratulating all 8-man All-Stars, Cunningham Fiber, Beloit, Belleville, Concordia, and Glen Elder. Connect with us. Thompson's OK Tire, your certified Firestone farm tire dealer. We're specially trained and equipped to handle all your on-farm, in-field tire repair and replacement needs. Thompson's OK Tire in Beloit.
Family is at the heart of home-owned and operated Roberts Family Funeral Service in Beloit and Cocker City, meeting the unique needs of you and your family, and proud member of our North Central Kansas community and sponsor of our youth.
Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns provide comprehensive family vision for all ages, fashion designer eyewear, and contact lens fitting. Call Doctors Cooper, Banninger, Ebert, and Bruns to schedule your appointment today. In Salina, 823-6391. In Concordia, 243-4370. In Beloit, 738-4200.
The one crop insurance company you need to know, Western Ag Crop Insurance. Lindy Lindblad, your Western Ag Crop Insurance agent serving North Central Kansas, with offices in Beloit, invites your call to discuss crop insurance. Western Ag Crop Insurance, the one to know, the one to call. Dr. Todd Herrenbrook and Dr. Jeff Herenick of Salina Ortho, serving North Central Kansas with orthopedic sports health services. Proud of all 8-man All-Star players, past and present, from Dr. Todd Herrenbrook and Dr. Jeff Herenick of Salina Ortho, 523 South Santa Fe, Salina, Kansas.
35 years in making memories of that special game or wedding. Alice Video of Belleville is your one-stop shop for all your video needs. From videoing that special event to converting VHS tapes to DVDs for a lifetime of memories, Alice Video of Belleville. Call him at 785-527-0003. A Little Hometown Shirt is the source of all your t-shirt printing and apparel needs. With free delivery in Mitchell County and surrounding areas and personalized online school shops, A Little Hometown Shirt is here to serve you. Check out their website at alittlehomeshirt.com or find them at 301 Main Street in Cortland, or call them at 785-412-7020.
All right, John Swanson, Don Melby. All right, we have David Elliott on the sideline as well, and he'll be working his way up to another interview. Does he have him, Dave? Are you there?
Yep, I'm here with head coach Trevor Powell from Buckland, and, of course, the head coach for the West squad. Obviously, it goes without saying, things on the scoreboard didn't go your way here today, but still an honor to be a part of this, I'm sure.
Yep. It's hard to, finish games like that with the same enthusiasm as you started them with. It truly is, but, they did a lot of stuff right. We did some little things wrong, and they capitalized on them big time. And, they had a lot of really good athletes, a lot of talent over there. our kids fought hard. They never gave up. I'll give them that. And, they showed a lot of heart. But, that's one thing I kept telling them, just appreciate the moment that you're in while you can.
Absolutely. Put into perspective a little bit more about that, about this week, about this event, about today as well.
Yeah, it's just an awesome opportunity for these kids. Most of them are done after high school. They don't go on and play in college. There's some that do, but for the majority, this is it for these guys. And just the opportunity for them to get the pads on one more time is just great. Regardless of the outcome of the game. I played in 2014, and I don't even remember what the score of the game was. I just remember being part of it, and playing with guys from different towns that I thought I hated, and they ended up being my best friends. So it is an awesome opportunity.
Good segue into my last question for you. Talking with the coaches on the other side as well, they kind of mentioned, and the players for that matter as well. Not only the players have friendships for future lifetime, you as the coaches as well. It's got to be a pretty good brotherhood.
Yeah, it's really good. The first day you're there, you're kind of just getting to know the coaches on your staff, your assistants that you brought in. Yep. But then as the week goes on, you kind of branch out a little farther and farther. And then, by the end of it, coaches from every team, they're hanging out together, talking, talking football, scheme, talking about life in general, just hanging out. And it is a great opportunity, and, I'm glad to be a part of it.
Well, again, congrats on getting here. Like I said, no things on the scoreboard didn't go for you and your boys the way you'd like, but again, congrats on getting here. Quite an experience for sure.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you. I was grateful for the opportunity.
Again, that's head coach Trevor Powell from Buckland representing the West squad here today.
All right, thank you very much, Dave. Appreciate it down on the sideline. Anything else you want to add before I turn it over to the Pike Valley guys for stats?
No, just again, encourage folks to stick around for the second game. Hopefully it's a little bit better as far as on the scoreboard, but still an honor for all these guys to be out here and from like myself as well. So, yeah, fun morning. Let's do it. Let's do it again.
All right, very good. We'll have you. We'll give you a little break and we'll put you to work here pretty shortly.
Sounds excellent.
All right, sounds good. All right, looks like Don has a full pad of stats waiting for him, and we'll let Don attack the stats for today's game. We talked about the touchdown record goes down. J.D. Tyson of Burlingame with 8 touchdowns, but you think to yourself, well, geez, he might have 300-400 yards. Well, not really, because he's about 286 or 283, something like that?
283.
Because of where the field position was.
Yeah, it seemed like the East got the ball in the west end of the field almost all day long, and even though he completed 23 of 32 passes for 283 yards, he just didn't have to go that far. And 8 touchdowns is just amazing. 3 PATs. They did let one. They let Eli Brocksterman throw one pass for 3 yards in a PAT. So that was nice of them to let him share a little bit.
Right.
But JD had a heck of a game. He also rushed the ball 9 times for 54 yards. Lane Luiso had 11 rushes for 30 yards, and Miles Rickard 5 for 12. So the East squad has a total of, where do I see it? How many yards? Oh, I had it over here. Got to get my papers right here. The East squad finished with 286 yards passing, 96 yards rushing, so about 382 yards, 8 touchdowns, 3 PATs. On the other side, the West was limited to 72 yards passing and 8 yards rushing. They had enough sacks on the quarterback to really run the rushing back, because they did have some decent rushing. But the West squad, Wyatt Griffin was 3 out of 9 for 16 yards. Lucas Kirk was 6 out of 13 for 56 yards. So that gives you your passing totals. Rushing, Ryland Price did carry the ball 7 times for 16 yards. And Kyler Murphy carried 4 times for 13 yards, so they had the positive yardage, but when you take away the sacks on the quarterback, just weren't able to get it. Also, the West fumbled the ball 4 times and lost 3 of them, so 3 turnovers in a clean game for the East, no turnovers for them. Penalties, the East had 7 penalties for 50 yards. The West had 3 penalties for 18 yards. So, the stats kind of bear out what the game really was.
Yeah, so the final score, 58-0, and I thought Coach Powell handled that with a lot of class. He said you get in that situation, and it is hard to finish with the energy you had when you started because of how the game went.
But I agree with him, and I really want to make that point. A lot of times you can really see the heads down, and there's just no fire, no energy. And I thought the West played with energy. They just weren't able to be as successful with it as the East squad was. And they didn't ever give up. They played hard the whole game. Everything was good for them, and it shows a lot. And they'll be okay. And the other thing he said, he played in the game in 2014, and he can't tell you what the score was.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could tell you the score of almost any of the games when I coached here, or even the scores from last year. You just try to make it worth an event. And, you don't think about scores and things like that. You think about all the other little things that go on during the week.
Absolutely. All right, so I think that's going to wrap it up for our coverage for this game. Here's what we've got coming up. We'll do a little fill here in between. We'll have an interview with Dave Dubert, our camp coordinator, for the final time, the 18th. This is his 18th year, and he's stepping down, and we'll talk to Dave in between games. And then we'll have the pregame of the second game on the air at 1 o'clock. So, all right, for Don Melby and David Elliott and Troy Isaacson, I want to thank all those guys, and we'll be back for game number 2. And here in just a little bit, we'll hit the airwaves at about 1 o'clock this afternoon. And we'll have, like I said, we'll play some ads, have an interview with David Dubert, and we will have our intro at around 1 o'clock today for that 8-man 1 game. John Swanson saying so long, everybody. We'll talk to you at about 1 o'clock.